a success. Yeah, it was a success. Yeah. Luckily deny in the process. Yeah, yeah, that's good. Okay, so now let me open that. Let me open that. Let me open this. Let me do that. Just give me a moment. Okay. Do you want it like that, or should I can wide it open actually, like that. So yeah. So no distractions. And everybody is able to read basically everything. That's good. Well, I would say that just sorty, but yeah, it's yeah. Okay, can you see it? Reading, what's that? Yeah, I mean, we will read together. Yeah. Class planning to play toxic teams. People notes. Just on time, gotta learn. Let's go, let's go. Okay, so is music okay? You can hear me? Of course, guys, of course. I will ask... Hey, Nitro! Hello, hello. Hope you're doing good. I want to learn some of them. Yeah. So we're going to talk about the general, okay? Yeah, Nitro. Good to have you there. So, guys, this is the introduction. So, like I said, this is the schoolhouse prototype, okay? So, let's start talking about toxic teams today. So, let's go to the first slide. Of course, guys, these are the new graphics. I hope you like them. So, let's go into the first one. That's the toxic type. Let's go. Yeah. Yes, already put a lot of work in that, guys. And we have to say thank you to a couple of people in the end, okay? Yeah. Do you like it? Yeah, thank you. Okay, I will just spoiler you that the graphics were from Yukai, and is the one that also made our graphics for the channel, you know, the overlay and stuff. He's awesome. He's working very hard on the garden project. So yeah, Monka D. Okay, let's go. So, let's talk about the toxic type, okay? So we have that the effectiveness, it's basically against nature and water, right? We know this. Everybody basically knows that, right? And it's not very effective against the earth type, the crystal, the toxic, and the basically new digital type that is going to be introduced in Sipanku, right? Right. Yeah, for now, I think everything is clear. We're just saying basically obvious things, but you know, as a lesson, we have to start from the basics, right? So everybody is able to follow and to understand. And let's go now on the other hand, which is resistances, right? And weaknesses. We can say that is resistant to basically, again, the nature and the water, plus toxic. Toxic actually resists toxics, which is, you know, pretty natural, pretty obvious, but, you know. And then we have the weaknesses. Well, I would say only weakness. It's only one. So that's why toxic teams and types are very strong and good, because the only big weakness they have, it's only the wind type, right? So we have some other types that have different weaknesses and stuff, but this type in particular, his only weakness is the wind, okay? So if you have any questions about effectiveness, ineffectiveness, resistances, and weakness, ask now. It's just, you know, simple. First slides, we just introduce the toxic type, right? Tell me if the voice is good, if the pace is good, and yeah, everything. Is Crystal, Sarah, Baboons, Mazi, Oshik, Tental, what? Oh yeah, they are the mids, yeah, in the back. Can I go to the toilet? Monka D. Toxic Beats Wayne, Paduke, Monka S. No, Reiner, not yet. Okay, so no questions for now. We can jump into the first analysis, okay? So, we're going to analyze the Tems, right, one by one, and then we will start talking about some examples of toxic cores compositions, okay? So, as the first Tem we want to talk about, we have Adoroboros. Now, I want some people clap in the chat for Shana, because I know that is his favorite Tem, right? Toxic good against optimistic people, Monkadi. Okay, let's go. So, this chart is taken from the Tortonite's Garden. Okay, so basically you can find this on the website, and we can focus a little bit on the general stats, and then we can, you know, read everything that is basically the main characteristics of the Adoro. So, we quickly check at the, you know, at the stats. We got pretty good HPs, stamina and speed. Is pretty poor into attacks. Also defense is not very good. In fact, you know, basically some people also use Strange Vest on this, but we'll talk about that later. And we have a pretty decent special attack and very, very strong in special defenses. Okay, and on the other hand, we can see these are the basically resistances and weaknesses, right? So this poor Adoro, it's like toxic and mental, right? So it's weak to like the wind, like we said previously, as all the toxic temps. And it's also weak to electric, digital, and crystal due to the fact that it's mental, right? No problems, everything is good, right? And this nice tem has also pretty good resistances, right? It resists toxic, so it's pretty good into mirror matches, but we'll talk about that later, don't worry. Resists melee, nature, water, and neutral attacks, right? So if you have any questions about the, you know, general stats and stuff, otherwise we can jump into the basically little analysis we have there. It resists Quetzal, Monka D. It depends on the item, Reiner. It depends on the item. And, well, basically from the Tortle Knight's Garden tire list, it's considered basically a very solid tire B tem, okay? So tire Bs are pretty, you know, good tems. You can use them. They're not, you know, excellent all the time, but they can perform pretty well into specific compositions, right? So, let's talk about the traits viability, okay? So we have the two traits. There is a Synergy Master and the Toxic Skin, right? Right. Well, basically we were analyzing this, but we saw that basically the most used trait is the Synergy Master, right? Well, everybody basically know what Synergy Master does, right? So Synergy Master is like the Koish, basically, main trait, we can say that. And if you use a move with a Synergy, the damage is increased by 25%, okay? So this was like the only 10 that had this trait before Koish happened. So Adoro is like the other 10 that can use this ability. And yeah, big new than Capretta. And let's talk about the role of this particular tem, okay? So his main role is being a special attacker, so can do pretty heavy damage, especially with the Synergy Master. We saw is basically, you know, his main move is like, you know, the Psychic Collab, which is very strong special move and deals pretty heavy damage, especially with the Synergy Master trait, right? And it can also be used as an utility wall, and we can see now a little bit how, you know, also in the team composition, we will see how it can be used as a very good utility wall that can tank pretty good moves, thanks to also the very good amount of resistances that it can, you know, use. And also due to the very good special defense, we can also be swapped into a defense in case you need that with a Strange Vest, okay? So, before reading the notes, that is basically, you know, implementing what I've already said about Adoro. If you have any questions or anything, just feel free, guys. And if you think that, you know, everything is good so far, or, you know, feedbacks about anything, I'll be drinking a little bit in the meantime. Yeah. Oh, if you want to stop me, like, please, can you repeat that or anything? Yeah, I'm here. If you had to pick the most versatile moveset, what would it be? When is the launch that... Paduk, Monkadi. Okay, so... Basically, Shana, it depends on the role that you want to run on Adoro, right? So we said that we have like two roles, which can be the special attacker or the utility wall, right? So let's just analyze a little bit the move pool first. And oh, okay, streamer. Yeah, hello, Saga. Hello. Good to have you here. And yeah, we're doing, I love you all, apart Saber, apart from Saber, yeah, I mean, everybody but not Saber, joking, welcome in, yeah, we're doing the school type prototype today with the toxic tem, so yeah, also if you have guys feedbacks and stuff, thank you so much, thank you. So let's get back to the move pool, guys. So we have, like I was saying, Energy Manip, Second Collab, Better Burst, Sacrifice, Hypno, T-Ink, and Inner Spirit, right? So I wouldn't say that you have like a must move pool because, like I was saying, it depends on the role that you want to cover with Adoro in the team, right? So basically, if you want to go aggressive with a big damage, special damage, so as a special attacker, you have to run for sure Psychic Collab and Inner Spirit. Inner Spirit is very good for countering Temps like Valash, like Wolfie, you know, Temps that basically don't like being hit by melee moves, right? And I would suggest also to play Beta Burst. And I mean, Energy Manip and Beta Burst, it depends if you want to go, you know, chip on Stamina and Speedy or not. Sacrifice, in my opinion, is a very, very good tool, especially if you want to run it as a, you know, a supporter to help the other tanks that you have in your team. So yeah, basically, I mean, later on we'll be talking about the compositions, right? So I would suggest that if you want to run it like a special attacker, Psychic Collab and Beta are basically must damage, and then you have some flex slots. Inner Spirit is such a good move on him. Nobody expected. Inner is stabbed. What do you mean it's stabbed? No, because it's melee. Yeah, it's melee. You can run Inner Spirit, like I said, as basically countering Temps like Wolfie and Valash. So you really want some good damage on them, and you run it, but it's strong, yes. And it's an egg move, yeah, that's an egg move. That's a good point, Shana. Yeah, that's an egg move. And yeah, what else? So now we can read actually the notes. Let's see if we missed anything. Let's see what's in the notes. So we say that basically this is the main description of the Adoro. So due to its supporting an offensive move pool, Adoro Boros can be both an utility wall and also a special attacker. One of the best counters in the game for heavy toxic compositions, combines its special attack base stat with a synergy master to nuke down opposing Temps, and ultimately Sacrifice allows it to support the team pretty well. So like I said, we have big damage if we want to run it as a special attacker, or we run some supporting moves, like for example if we run it as a utility wall, we can definitely tank things. So Hypnosis is basically a very good option there, for example, right? This is not that bad. And yeah, so T-Ink, you can also, yeah, also T-Ink, I was saying, that can be a good option if you wanna, you know, counter things like, I don't know, you really want a T-Inker there, there's a Nagaise in front of you, you don't really want it to stay, so yeah. So, if you have any questions, like, now it's the moment, there's also Sordi replying to this, and yeah. Oh, thank you, Saga, for that. Thank you, Saga. Yeah, we'll be uploading all of this stuff also on the YouTube, guys. Don't worry. And also, there's the comment in the chat for you if you wanna check the slides from today. Okay. So, any questions to me, Sordi? You know, we made this. Well, basically, Sordi did like I said, but yeah. Will items get covered later? Pancakes. No, it's waffle. No, I mean, no, we were not talking about the items in particular in this lesson, but yeah, you can ask that, you know, we don't want to, you know, say like, I wouldn't say everything, right? But yeah, if you have questions about, for example, this is a good question, yeah, you want to, Strange Vest, yeah, sure, go on, Shana, yeah. What would its use be? So basically, if you want to run the Strange Vest, it's just because you don't want it to die to basically most of physical attacks, such as, you know, Quetzal. Quetzal can do pretty good damage on that, right? So, or also Feather Gatling, right? Feather Gatling it's a disaster for Adoro in this case, if you're not running a Strange Vest, for example, right? It depends on the role, actually. Like Paduki is saying, also Coat is good. It depends if you're not wearing Coat onto some other tem, like, I don't know, Golder. You can run Coat also on Mashuk. So yeah, items are pretty various depending on what you want to do with the Adoro, right? Exactly, yeah, like Reiner says, yeah, exactly. I've also seen Adoro with the double screen, for example, also Rock Shield, yeah, there are like various items, you know, there are some temps that are specific with items to say, no, you cannot avoid to run this item, for example, from this, because it's so needed, just this is not a toxic example, but for example, if you want to talk about Yowler, right, you say, okay, there's no way you run something different than energy drink or chamomile on Yowler, right, because it's so needed. It's just like, if you don't run one of those items, you just lose half power of Yowler, okay? This Tem is just, you know, it's versatile, so you can run different items on that, depending on the rule. Yeah, if it's all clear, yeah, if you have any other questions on that. Of course, guys, you have all this... Oh, this is, the tire is written here, Carnage, yeah. In the Tortonite's Garden, which is like the thing that we are taking into consideration for this kind of things, is tire B, yeah. It's considered tire B. So, tire B is like, it's a solid tire. It's not like, you know, exceptional in all situations, but it can put its effort into his role, which is basically what we said, special attacker or utility wall. So, it's not good into every situation, right? But being tire B means that you're still good in doing what you want to do, right? Toxic ticks in your head, Monka D. Yeah, so it's a solid tire B, yeah. So if you don't have any other questions on Adoro, we can jump into the other one that I don't remember what it is, but yeah. And also, guys, give me some feedback, you know. It's basically the first time that I comment and do analysis of Tems, right? So I'm good. Okay, nice. Thank you, guys. Oh, and when you will be able to watch to got the slides for you guys. If you click on the image, this will go to the Wikia. So if you need anything to know in particular, I don't know, you know what Synergy Master is, what energy manipulator, you just click here and you have the Adoro. Yeah, that was always made by Sordy. Okay, so let's jump into the other example here. Who do we have here? Okay, I think there's like Kira's favorite Tem here. We have Acronox. Too much toxic here? We need to stop the toxic behavior. Yeah, JT, you're right. It's okay. You're being so kind to me, guys. But I mean, guys, if you have any feedback, also negative, is basically good because it helps me and Sordy, I mean everybody, improving. No shame, too late for the car. No, it's good. We just did Adoro. And thank you, Ayamart, for jumping in. Good to have you here. Like always, Monkadi. Okay, so let's talk about the Acronox. So like we did for the Adoro, let's just take a quick look at the stats. We have the HPs, which are pretty good, like speed, attack, and special attack, right? It's a pretty balanced Tem, actually. It's pretty balanced. Stamina is pretty okay. Also, defenses are pretty covered. Now, you would say, why is C+? We will talk about that later when we'll go deep in that. But let's see at the, you know, resistances and... No, balance is broken, Monkadi. Yeah, okay, so... it's only, I would say, it's only weaknesses that is, you know, super effective against him are the wind, like we previously said. Wait, let me put the volume a little bit lower because my... Oh my god. Okay, that's good. Yeah, I even couldn't hear my thoughts, actually. Okay, so I was saying, the only weakness is that this nice mix of, I don't know, Scorpion and Spider, I would say, are wind, like we said, all the toxics, plus the melee due to the second type that is Earth, okay? And it's pretty resistant. It resists double, actually, to fire, electric, and crystal, and it's like 1 times 4. I mean, it's divided by 4, actually. The damage from toxic due to, you know, the double resistance due to the toxic type and the earth type, okay? So this means that it resists for 4, and this is double resistance, okay? So it's just half damage, and 1/4 damage, okay? Okay, so let's see the traits viability. We have that the 2 traits are Book Lungs and the Cobweb, right? The best trait for the Acronox is basically obvious. It's the Cobweb. So if people basically don't know what Cobweb is, it's like when a Tem with Cobweb, so basically when Acronox attacks a Tem and puts a poison status on it, or it was previously poisoned, you also trap the target for 2 turns, okay? So this is basically the main trait available for the Acronox. and Late Torment Monkedi. Yeah, that's also a good combo that can be run with that. And that's a good point. That's a good point. So let's talk about the role of Equinox, right? We can use Equinox like in basically two ways, right? Is a mixed attacker, so it can do, mixed damage in mid game. It can be good into some synergies like the Late Torment you said that Paduke, or as lead, like we will see that later on in the notes with, for example, with Yukama, right? That was basically played a lot in the early Kisiwa. I was saying in early Sipanku, guys. That was the first gag for today. Monka D. Put it in. Chip Wolf is broken. Monka S. Okay, so let's see a little bit of move pool here. It's basically not, let's say vast and huge like the Adoro that we've just seen, right? But it still has pretty good moves, which are the Sting, we got the Metabolize, Intimidation, Venom Spread, Petrify, and Earth Wave, okay? At least people know. Okay, so let's read a little bit more in the deep if we missed anything, and then we can start with, questions, because for sure you have questions. So let's read a little bit in here. So the fearsome early Kisiwa lead that we were talking about early on, Equinox plus Yukama can no doubt still be played. So it's still available. It's not great. It's not like, oh my god, they can't beat this lead, but it still can be played. The combo of Poison Status and Venom Spread can be deadly awesome, especially if you have a good special attack base stat, like Equinox, like we've seen previously. This is pretty good. And the Cobweb trait allows Equinox to be a versatile lead because Sting will poison and trap the opposing Tem for a year's tempo swing. So, you trap there and you probably get a kill if you got, a good lead into a Tem. So basically the Tem is forced somehow, to switch next turn, and that's, you trap that, and it's, I wouldn't say GG, but you get a lot of tempo there and you are in a pretty good position. However, it lacks move pool diversity, and its Earth attack leaves something to be desired. So it means, guys, you say, okay, so what's the problem of Equinox, right? Stats are pretty okay, resistances are pretty okay, it has pretty good leads and stuff, right? So and also the trade is pretty good. So what's the problem of Equinox? The problem is that actually, the Earth attacks are not that great. So apart from the Sting and Venom Spread, you really don't have a very vast move pool. Like I just anticipated that a little bit previously, but yeah, that's the main thing. That's why it's basically C+. So it's not B, but it's C+. I mean, it's not good as B, solid B, but it can basically be better after Sipanku. So this is like the thing that I would like to say. It's not a B. Okay, guys. Monka D. Stop that. Earthbreaker currency in Sipanku Pok. I mean, we will probably see, since we will see a level cap increased here, we can definitely see that this type is pretty solid into Sipanku, especially for the resistance to the electric, right? So, okay, let me read a little bit of chat here, guys. Wait, what's that? Equinox Yukama or Equinox Yowler? Yeah, exactly. Yowler is also another thing that you can basically, pair it with. Late Torment. C++. Oh no, it's not C++ language, right? I know that. I know the joke. That's good. Earthbreaker Equinox is Bagu Pog. You see, just a weird way to type S. Kira, I mean, like I said, the tire list is pretty good and accurate, guys. So, unfortunately, like I said, it's not the Tem itself that it's bad, but it's due to its move pool, that you basically have only these two as good moves. The others are, just not that good in this particular meta, but in general, is not doing much, and it's also predictable. So that's the main problem. But I think that in Sipanku, this little guy here will see some play. I really bet on them. So Kira, that's your favorite Tem, right? So don't worry. I'm really sure that we will see some good plays from Equinox. Guys, if you have any questions about the little spider scorpion here, or we can jump on to the next one. Yeah. I forgot about putting some drink in here, but that's good. Yeah. We played in Sipanku. It depends. It depends. Yeah, it has weakness to the electric. That's true. But you know, never say never. Never say never. But not a move pool for it. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's true, Johnny. That's true. Yeah, Shadow Chronicles, guys, it's actually tire S. Also digital. Yeah, we saw that also digital. Yeah, I always forget about that. Digital is in Sipangu Monkadi. I don't know. I only think about electric. Okay, so and like I said, when you will get the slides, you will be able to. How does the type chart work? What are the 3 rows? Oh, I don't know if you didn't pay attention at the beginning, but yeah, these are basically the weaknesses. So the Acronox is weak to wind and melee. It resists to fire and electric and crystal, so it gets half damage, okay? And it gets a quarter damage from toxic, okay? So this is how you read that. No, don't worry, yeah. We always start with stats, then we go here, and then we go into the comments, and yeah, okay? Okay, sounds good. Sounds good. Any other questions? And we can jump into the other one that I believe it's, probably it's Golder, don't remember. Okay, nice. Okay. Speaking, Mr. Stabile Glatze immediately joined me in the director room. People rage. Monkadi. Okay, let's go, guys. Discord, yeah, sure. Okay. Wait, what? Monkadi? Guys? Okay. Guys, we have a special guest, actually. Wait, if it's working. Sipanku? What? Tsuki? No. It's just, I don't know why I can't. Pam, what?
Are we here?
Yes, but give me some feedback, guys. Give me some feedback.
Hear me?
No, you're too low. You're low.
No, unfortunately, I'm not the special guest. But
No.
I will have Saber on commenting the slides.
Yeah, in case Saber doesn't know what to say, right? Let's go.
Hello.
Yeah, hello. Thank you, Sordi. Okay, so let me just check a little bit here in the... Yeah, so he will be able also to basically answer better than me some questions. Yeah, it's Sordi. It's me, I'm special. Yeah, everybody's special, guys. Yes. Yeah, it's Sordi. Yeah, probably it's the first time that you hear his voice, but Sordi a bit shy. No, it's not. It's
no,
good.
Actually not.
Guys, what's the situation here? Monkadi. Sorry, can you read the chat, please?
Yeah, I'm reading.
Okay, everybody's just falling in love with you. Okay, so basically, guys, there was an honor, and sorry, you start streaming from tomorrow, right? So
Yeah, sure.
Let's go.
No problem. No big deals.
Guys, I'm dying. Okay, let's focus on the lesson. Sorry, streaming, monk, guys. Okay, is the volume okay?
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah, give me some feedback, guys. Apart from that, you're falling in love with Sordi, that's good. But yeah. It is? Okay. So let's jump into the other one. We have... Oh, there! Yeah, we have the Golder. Yeah. I remember it. Okay, so let's start commenting here a little bit. So, sorry, yeah, if you want to, answer to questions too, or if I miss anything, yeah, you can, tell me, right? Okay. So we start again. What? Yeah.
Like, Golder for me is like Blissey in Pokemon. So, Golder is one of the best stems that are capable of taking hits, and that's obvious because we can see his HP status, and that is 125. So actually it's pretty high.
Reiner says that he hears you very low.
Oh, okay, now is better.
Is it better? It's just Saber that shouts.
Is it better now?
Yeah, they say that it's better.
Okay.
I hard
Okay,
what?
so basically
yeah, we're talking about HP, HPs.
HP that are pretty high, and also his defensive stats has been boosted. So those changes made Gulder far better than before.
Really, I didn't know that Gulder was different. Actually, guys. Yeah. People know.
Actually, before Kisiwa update, Gulder had like 52 defense and 52 special defense. So it got boosted to 62 and 62. So yeah, it is the Temtem with higher
Yeah,
HP
with the
base stat
highest.
in the
Yeah,
game.
it's the highest one. Yeah, yeah. The
So
second
that's
one is
why.
the Yowler, I suppose.
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
believe
Yowler
that
is the
is
second one.
Yowler, the second one.
Yeah, yeah.
So his traits are both viable,
Wait, wait, wait,
as we
wait, wait,
can.
wait, wait, wait. We talk about the type charts first. So
Oh
wait.
yeah, sure.
Yeah. Okay. So wait, wait,
He's
wait.
toxic, so we have basically already covered that.
Yeah,
So
that's true. That's true. Is pure toxic, right? So
yeah,
the only weakness is the wind, like we said, and then the three resistances are water, nature, and toxic itself. And
yeah,
one thing more to talk about. I know that we'll be talking about that later on, but
yeah. The
on the
speed.
stats, yeah, is the speed.
Yeah, yeah. We will talk later about
Ah,
it.
it's okay. I mean, just you can see the little speed here, which is basically the slowest time in the whole game so far.
Yeah, actually, is the lowest speed stat
Yeah.
in the game for now.
Yeah, only
We need
10
to
base. Yeah.
see what will happen with
Yeah.
Sipanko
So,
and if
sorry,
there are nerfs or buffs.
or buffs. Yeah. One
So
thing. So basically, guys, when you in Pokemon, you said, "Oh my God, you are a slowpoke," right? In
yeah,
Temtem, we say, "Okay, you are a freaking
you are a
Golder."
Gulder.
Yeah, you're a
Yeah,
Golder. Let's go. Let's go. So yeah, let's talk about the two traits, right? Strong lever and
yeah.
punching
Its
bag.
two traits are both viable and are both pretty strong because Gulder, with strong lever, gets immunity to toxic, and also strong lever helps Gulder to regenerate HP
Yeah,
while hit from toxic attack.
I'm good
And
at
with
what?
punching bag, Gulder usually gets another resistance that is melee.
Yeah, which is melee. So basically, gets like a 30% less damage from melee attacks. Correct? Is it 30, I suppose? Sorry is dead, guys, but don't worry,
Yeah,
we will be
yeah,
back. Oh no, you're here. Good, good, good. Okay, okay. So, and talking about the tire before we go into the roll and stuff, it's a solid plus B plus, right? It means that it's not A because it requires some setup, like Naga Deceit Aura. We'll be talking about that later, but yeah. So it's a solid B plus, not A because it's not good into all situations, but it covers very, very well its roles, which is you can do that, which is dead,
what?
guys, dead.
No, yeah, I wasn't here.
You weren't here. Yeah,
Uh,
tank. That's good, Paduke. Yeah, that's good. The tank. It's a roll. It's a roll. It's a wall. It's a wool. So it's one of the best wools in the game. And sorry, I can't hear you.
can you hear me now?
Yes, now yes. Yeah,
Okay.
sorry guys. Yeah, he's having some issues. No worries. Okay, okay. So we were talking about the role, right? I was just introducing
Yeah,
the fact that it's B plus because it's not awesome every time, all the time, but it needs some setup, and also it's plus because it's just one of the best Thames in his role,
actually,
which is the wall. Yeah, go on.
actually is a fine temp. This is the Temtem like that we want. Like Gulder is pretty okayish temp, thanks to his stats and his moves and his other stuffs.
Yeah,
But it shines totally with Naga. So
yeah, that's true. So I will introduce the move pool, and if you wanna point out some moves, you comment them,
yeah,
right? Okay.
actually, his move pool is pretty standard because Toxic Ink, Bamboozle are the two moves that are mandatory
Yeah,
on Gulder.
that's true. Can you low
After
can
that,
you shout a little bit more, guys?
okay,
Right?
okay.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know why I can't hear you, Monkadi.
So, actually, as I was saying, Toxic Ink and Bamboozle are both mandatory on Gulder. So, if you are going to play Gulder, you have to play those moves for sure.
Yeah,
The other two are optional, like you can flex between Metabolize, Harmfully, Confiscate, Novice Punch, Shy Shield, and Pollution.
yeah.
You have
True.
quite a lot of options because Metabolize is pretty okay if you are playing non-heavy toxic comp, So if you need to face toxic and have a way to rely on poison, and harmful leak if you are playing mirror matches or if you want to hit heavily toxic temps.
Yeah, you if you want some good damage, maybe
Yeah,
raise him on Discord. Is at maximum. Is at maximum. I can't. Is at like 200%. He's just his voice. Sorry.
actually, confiscate is attached that senior plat used firstly and is for taking care of doom status.
Oh, that's
Like
true. Yeah,
using confiscate plus bamboozle helps you get rid of dooms.
true.
Nobi Sponge is the tech used by Shiroki in the FT Cup
Yeah,
for mirror matches because with Mashuk and other melee temps, it helps you deal cheap damage in the mirrors
yeah.
and
You don't waste
in
too much
stamina
stamina,
way.
right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
and it is stamina wise, so
Mhm.
it's
Mhm.
better.
Okay, that's good.
I've
So
seen
wait,
people
wait, wait,
using Shy
wait.
Shield
Oh,
and
you're
also
still talking
pollution.
on the move. Sorry, sorry,
Yeah, yeah,
sorry.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Go on, go
I've
on.
used
Sorry.
people using Shy Shield and also pollution. I believe pollution is mainly used by Tsubaki and for poisoning and punishing double swaps.
Yeah, that's also
So
true.
yeah,
Yeah, that's a good move too. Yeah, it depends
that's
on
a
what you
really
want
good
to do
move.
with Gulder. So I'll be rooting. Super interfering on class. Nope. Sorry, sorry. Yeah, yeah. Sorry. It's also used to top sweatband by Matt.
Yeah,
Yeah,
also.
yeah. Also, yeah. Thank you, Jay. Yeah, yeah. You guys, if you have any comments you wanna, add, please feel free. Feel free. Absolutely. We are here to, learn. I mean, learn with you. But yeah. So I'll be reading the notes now, and we can talk about the notes,
Sure.
right? Okay. So, let's read them. So Gul'dan, like we've already said, is the tankiest wall in the game. Its high HP based stat, good defense, and special defense based stats allow it to tank most of the best hits in the game, and also its low base stat allows it to be the perfect pair with Naga Ise, thanks to Naga's Deceit Aura trait. The moveset is pretty standard, like he was talking about now. It's basically Tink, Bamboozle, Amphulik, and the Flex slot, which can be mostly to surprise opponent and can change if Guldur is played in heavy toxic composition or not. For example, there's the example of Metabolize, which basically you don't need it if you're having good toxic cores in your composition. Otherwise, you can basically use it if you really need to, heal back and basically remove some poison ticks from your other allies in the battle,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, actually, that's true. And Carnage, about
Yeah.
the question about the TVs,
Mm-hmm.
actually, Gulder is one of the times where you don't have to play max HP. Like thanks to the rule of diminishing returns, um, the HP efficiency tends to drop out a little bit when you go on the higher stat. So you have to balance the defense values and the HP value. So it's quite difficult from that point of view. Like you have to find your breakpoints basically. So that's all.
Yeah.
You have to see
Saber. Yeah,
where
I mean,
what is the point
yeah.
where is worth investing defensively instead of HP. So it is not something that
It's
a,
automatic. Let's say
yeah, it's
that.
not
Let's say
automatic.
that.
It's not a specific value.
Mm,
It's something
but
that you have to find.
okay, but what would you recommend as a new player? I mean, a player that
Well, as a
actually
new
is not
player, you can
able to
try
do
the
that.
standard
Yeah.
max HP 251, 251.
Okay. So yeah.
So the standard one.
Yeah. How TV scales
Yeah,
exactly,
how
Shana.
the TV
Yes,
scales and
exactly.
how the damage is calculated. Like
Mm-hmm.
when you calculate the damage, um, you can note that
Yeah.
HP and defenses um, usually balance each other. So there is a point where you have enough defense investment that HP can decrease and you take the same amount of damage.
Yeah, but you basically lose less. You you use less TVs, so you can use them for other stats, for example,
Yeah,
but you have the same damage cover, right? So yeah, this is basically the let's call it like the optimization of TVs, right?
yeah,
Yeah,
actually,
yeah.
yes.
Okay, yeah, this is the point. So basically, yeah, Carnage, like Sordy was saying, you can start using the standard TV spreads for the Goldie, and later on, if you want to customize yourself, you can, I would say, play with the TVs and say, okay, so if I lower this HP here, and with this defense in particular, I actually tank this hit better, and I use less TVs, which I can, for example, invest into a physical attack. Because, for example, I want to deal some good damage with my T-Ink and my harmful lick. For example, because I want to basically kill a lot of Tams like Naga. I want to deal with also mirror matches. So I want to invest some TVs into attack. So how can I do that? And you
Yeah,
know start playing with that, right? Tell me if that's clear. Let's stop
yeah,
like a couple of seconds, and if they have other questions there. I heard one Spain. Would you ever want to run Gulda without Naga? That's a good question. So I will
yeah.
answer that myself
Actually,
first, if
I
you
believe
want.
that
But yeah, it's okay. Yeah, you can go on.
I believe that
Okay,
you
deal.
can run Gulder even without Naga. Like it's a pretty solid counter to um, Naga mirrors. So even if your opponent is playing Naga and you bring Gulder, you are fine. Like you don't need to, and it is a pretty solid temp that takes it a lot of time. So it's
Yeah,
pretty solid in
yeah.
one
So
way or
it's
another.
yeah. So basically, if you need a wall, and I don't know if you don't want to play. Okay, I don't want to go on with that because we will talk about Calabis later. But yeah, for example, if you don't want to run Calabis because you don't need that, or you don't want to be weak to, I don't know, electric, for example, and you need a good wall, even if you're not running Naga, you can definitely run Golder for its role, which is wall. So yeah, running Naga is good, is better, but it's not mandatory, I would say. Yeah. For
Well,
toxic
actually, I have to disagree, Carnage, with that sentence because, like, Adoroboros is one of the best counters for mirror matches. So,
yeah,
actually,
yeah,
Adoroboros is quite something.
yeah, yeah.
Also, as we can see um, later on the slides, we have other
Yeah,
attempts
yeah.
that are really good
That
in mirror
that's
matches.
that's a good point, Carnage.
So,
But you will see that it's not like that. I mean, he can tank a lot of attack. No, 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 no. Don't worry, Carnage. That's good. No, no, you can go on with that. It's good to ask or say things that you think, and we can say that it's good or not. I mean, not that it's good or not,
mhm.
but if they are, basically not totally correct. Okay. Yeah, Adoro can be underestimated sometimes, but yeah, Adoro, like I said, with the very heavy damage that he can do, especially on the special one, it can be very strong into mirror matches. Because it doesn't take a lot of damage from the toxic, as we've already seen, but it can, on his side, he can deal damage. And there's also some other times that are pretty good into mirror matches, but we're going to check them out later after this, right? So if you
Mhm.
still have other questions, wait, I underestimate. Chronox not mandatory, blaspheme. Kira, yeah. Don't worry. I mean, about Acronox, I don't know if you want to say anything, Sordy, but do you think it will be
No, actually,
played in
Acronox is
Sipanku?
pretty some better move pool for Acronox because Acronox is pretty good as a mixed
Mm-hmm.
as a mixed attacker. So
Yeah,
and as
yeah.
mixed attacker, I mean an attacker that can deal with physical and special damage. So
Yeah, sounds fair. Can Gulda
um,
remove Doom reliably, actually? Malzard
yeah,
is asking.
yeah, actually yes, with confiscate and bamboozle.
Yeah, that's the only way that he can do that, right?
Hmm.
Just as of course on himself. We're talking about himself, right?
No, on himself he can't because
Okay, that's my question. He cannot confiscate himself, right? Just a
no,
question.
actually not.
Okay, okay. So only on other temps. My bad,
Yeah,
guys. People note. People note.
no, no,
On
on
himself,
himself
no. Okay,
no.
Malzan, that was a good question, actually. No, he
But actually,
cannot.
for himself, you can use Calabis or other temps that can set status on
Yeah,
Gulder
like
to get rid of Doom status.
well, yeah, like exhaustion.
Yeah, actually.
froze, cold status. For example, if you're playing
Or even
ice,
trap. Yeah,
yeah,
also
uh,
even
uh,
trap status,
yeah,
yes.
yeah, yeah. That's there's no way he will. Although yeah, here we go. What Magia games? Monkadi, himself.
Come on,
Totally is
let's go
good.
on.
Okay,
We have
yeah,
a
sure.
really long road to do.
Yeah, yeah, that's good. That's good. Okay, let's go on, guys. Let's go on. Yeah, Wolfie with Ant, because yeah, there are a lot of ways that you can remove Doom, but yeah, he was asking for the Golder itself, and that's the only way that he can do on other times, not on himself.
Hmm.
So we have, there you go, Polipetta, guys. This is an error. This is a mistake. It's Polipetta, not Calabes.
Yeah,
Moncadi.
actually, Calabis is a really good tank, like one of the best tanks in the game, in
Yeah.
my opinion.
Okay.
And
Let's talk about the stats
actually,
first, right? Let's
yeah,
just go
the
in
stats
order. So we
are
keep a
pretty.
pattern. I want to keep the pattern. So let's talk about the stats first. Yeah, go on.
Actually, the stats are pretty good, and HP, attack, defense, special attack, special defense are all fine.
Yeah, are very good.
Speed is low, so it's good into Naga's DC Tora, and stamina is kinda fine. Also, stamina is balanced by the stamina cost of his techniques
Yeah,
that are not so expensive,
yeah.
so it's still a fine temp.
I don't want to comment what Johnny said there. Sorry, I will skip. He said best time for Rule 34. I don't even want to know what it is. But so it is that. Okay, so we
So
said
actually,
wait. Yeah, let me sum up a little bit about stats and stuff. So you said, yeah, sure, Saver, Moncadi. Okay, so HPs you said that were pretty good in especially with also defense. Defense is the best stat that the Calabis has here,
yeah,
which is 100, so it's a pretty good physical tank. Special defense is fine. I would say that it's fine. Yeah, I mean, special attack is okay. I've seen some Calabis with actually tsunami, but we can talk about that later. And yeah, he
yeah,
has some problems. I would say problems, but those are not problems actually in stamina and speed because you don't really need a speedy Calabis. And like Sordy said, there's not a big deal with the stamina because it has pretty good, stamina wise techniques. So he's not, like, oh my god, I used to use a Quetzal with a 27 stamina. No, no, all the techniques are pretty cheap. So, I will just focus on the resistances and
yeah.
just a little bit, and then we can jump into the traits viability. No, no, viability. I can't speak anymore. So, like we said previously, is a toxic tem, right? So it's weak to wind, but since it's also water, it's also weak to electric techniques, and it resists to earth and fire, and it resists like 4 times the water. So that's all good, I suppose. And now we can start talking about the viability of
Actually,
traits. Yes, go on. If you have something to add, sure.
yeah. If we consider mucus, electricity is not a big weakness.
That's true. That's true.
Like, yeah, it's pretty bad, but not the worst. Like, wind weakness is far worse than electric.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Yeah.
we can go on
Yeah, we
from
can go
here.
on traits. Okay, so since you just anticipated the traits, we can talk about the toxic skin and the mucus. So you
Yeah,
want to talk about the toxic skin first, which is I
yeah.
wouldn't say the
Usually,
best one, but
toxic skin is pretty good right now because there are a lot of physical attacker and also a lot of toxic temps that are played. So it's pretty good to poison others.
yeah.
And mucus will be really good in future
Oh,
because with
and
mucus you have
yeah,
a lot of advantages, like you will resist electrics, you can't be burned, you can't be frozen, and you can't have the damage reduction from burn. So
yeah, yeah.
that's really big deal.
You cannot be burned. Get the cold
Yeah,
status, and you get 30% less damage from electric techniques. So just in
yeah,
case people
that's a
don't
lot.
know what's mucus, mucus does this. So it's not bad, and I think like Sordy said, we will see that being played more
In
Incipanku.
Sipanku a
Yeah,
lot.
yeah. While the toxic skin, just to be, very quick into the explanation, um, it's just also we can see that the trait also on the Adoro actually. We didn't
Yeah,
mention that, but
actually,
that's the secondary one that it can be played. But Synergy Master was better. But now let's talk about the Calibase. It's like when the Tem is hit by a physical attack, it applies a poison status for 2 turns. Okay, so
yeah,
that's what toxic skin. Okay, so we
actually
can talk about the
is one
move
of
pool, right? Sorry,
yeah,
the
actually,
the roll. My bad, my bad.
yeah, the roles are pretty standard. Like it is a physical bulky attacker or wall,
Yeah,
so it can cover both roles. So also, thanks to his move pool, he can be a really fearsome trapper. Like Strangle is one of the most and most difficult um, moves to time.
yeah,
Like
that's true.
with Strangle, basically you make the opposing time and Calabis to
Overexert for
miss,
the next turn,
yeah,
right?
for to
Yeah,
miss a turn, to
yeah,
skip a turn.
yeah,
So actually, you have to be wise when using it,
yeah.
and also
And
you have to be wise because of stamina. So
oh yeah, that's
like
pretty. You're right.
if you
You're
are
right.
in a stamina advantage, Strangle can condemn you, giving the stamina advantage to your opponent. If you are low on stamina, maybe it can be useful for you. So it's a pretty difficult move to time,
Mm-mm,
and
yeah.
it can be really really good in a lot of situation.
Yeah,
So
also for example, like if you're reading something coming in, I don't know, like
yeah,
for example,
you
wait,
can
wait.
strangle
Yeah,
it.
so let's talk about that. You have the Calabas and you have the Gulder on the battlefield, right? So you read that on a slot is going to be swapped for a Volorant, let's say that, or a Banshee, right? So if you strangle the slot that is coming in for Banshee and you're pretty strong into the other slots, that's a pretty
You
good
can,
tempo move
yeah,
from you.
that's a
Yeah,
really temp advantage
yeah,
because your opponent is forced to switch again, and
yeah.
you can act consequentially.
Yeah, and you
So
can also switch out the Calabis for something that is pretty good into reading your opponent, right? And then
yeah, actually
this is how you
yes.
get the tempo, right? Do you want to
Yeah,
comment a little bit Aquastone because I actually don't use
yeah.
Aquastone.
Actually, Aquastone is a move that can be used in synergy with Gary or with Grumper,
Yeah,
or even with Wolfie, but it's not so popular because Water Jet is far better and it does more damage, and it costs less stamina.
yeah.
So stamina wise and damage wise is much more better.
And like we said, stamina is pretty important because Calabis does not excels in stamina, right?
Yeah.
So it's pretty good.
Also Calabis can be played with wind temps,
Yeah,
because it can be abused with wind temps because it has tsunami, and
true.
actually it will do a lot of damage because 65 is not
That low. Yeah, it's not
so
low.
low stat.
Yeah,
So actually it's really really good as a tem Calabis,
yeah, that's
and
true.
I've tried something like Calabis with tsunami. We
Mm,
will see
yeah, I
that
was talking
later.
about that because I haven't played it, but
Yeah,
yeah, it can have good synergies, guys.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, actually
and okay,
yes.
I will just comment a little bit about humiliating slap, which is basically, in my opinion, with strangle, one of the best move on the
Yeah, actually
Calabis.
is mirror breaking
Yeah,
because
yeah.
playing humiliating slap allows you to get advantage over your opponent turn
Um,
by turn.
Remember that we have also to explain what it does because there are people
Oh
that
yeah,
basically don't know, right? So yeah,
humiliating slap lowers the opposing team defense. So
by one
yeah,
stage
by one stage.
every time it hits it gets -1 plus damage. It's not just
Yeah,
reducing the stat, it does damage too, which is 90, I suppose. It's 90 the
yeah,
damage,
it's
so
90
it's
neutral,
pretty good.
so it's not stab,
Yeah,
but it's
yeah,
still damage, and also it lowers the defense stuff.
yeah, that's
So
true. And oh, we can talk about the little synergy between water jet and ice stalactite in case, but I've seen that becoming less popular at the moment,
yeah, actually,
because there are some
it's
better
not so
moves.
needed.
Yeah,
Actually, it's not so needed because it's too mana intensive.
yeah,
So it's
yeah,
better if you just run one of the
yeah.
two.
Yeah, basically
And I
the
believe water jet is better.
Yeah, and basically the synergy, just to explain to people that basically don't know, is like basically if you do ice stalactite and then water jet, you were just freezing your
Freezing your opponent
opponent.
for two
Yeah,
turns. Yeah.
yeah, that was what was going to happen if you were running these two moves. But like we said, there are some better moves now, like slap, strangle, that are
Hmm.
being run. So I would say that now the best move pool for Calabis would be T-Ink, slap, strangle, and one between water jet and ice stalactite. It depends, but probably
Yeah,
yeah, water jet
actually.
is better because it's more damage, and it's
Yeah,
also less
even if
stamina, like 16,
yeah,
right?
it's more damage, less stamina, but it has one old. It has one
More
more old,
old than
yeah,
stalactite. Yeah,
than stalactite.
yeah,
But
that's true.
actually, if your rotation is toxic ink, humiliating slap, and water jet, you have no problem.
That's true, because like we
So
said, Calabis is a pretty good tank, so in case you don't have a HKS in your face happening next turn, you're pretty safe there. So, yeah,
yeah,
you can basically.
actually, about cannabis items, we
Yeah,
can say
yeah,
that
go,
cannabis
go.
can be played
Absolutely.
with coat
True.
to tank the wind attacks,
Yeah,
or it can be played with energy drink
that's true. That's true.
because being slow is not something really good when you don't have Naga. So be um, it prevents to get to be asleep.
Yeah,
So
yeah. Yeah, drill
actually,
is also good, Reiner. I wanted to
drill
add that.
is
Yeah,
really
I
good
really like the
actually.
drill.
So because in the mirror matches with Naga, you can kill the opposing Naga, and opponent doesn't know that you are running drill.
Yeah,
And I believe those are the best
yeah,
items
like JT was
on
saying there, yeah,
cannabis.
coat, energy drink, and drill. Wait, I want to stop like 1 minute. I
Yeah,
just
sure.
no,
You can read
just
the
because
notes.
just because I want to ask if everything is clear, guys. If
Okay.
you have anything that we missed or you want to add, please, guys, feel free. Yeah, because we might miss things, and we always want to, learn and stuff from learn and give knowledge, right? All clear? Okay, that's good. Clear? Okay. Thank you, JT. Everything is toxic.
So let's go. Let's
Everything is
read
toxic.
the notes, like
Yeah, okay,
what
yeah,
we
I'll be
say.
reading the notes. Okay, so
Sure.
you know Calabis is a god. That's a quote from any Temtem tamer. It's most likely the truth because Calabis, like we said, shines in doing its role as both physical attacker and as a wall, having the possibility of strangling opposing Tems or lowering their defenses that, with humiliating slap, sets Calabis into a versatility role that few Tems have in the game. Also, its excellent move pool allows itself to hit hard opposing Tems with toxic and water moves, one of the more versatile temps in the game for sure. One of the most, sorry. Versatile temps in the game for sure. So this is like summing up everything we've
We have
said,
already
yeah,
said, yeah.
about Kala. If you have any other questions, I don't know, items again, why people use more toxic skin over mucus. Yeah, feel free to ask everything, guys. We give you like some minutes if you want before going into the other one. Good chill music in the back, Sordy. Good chill music. People know. You can hear it, I believe, of course, but
I don't know because I don't have the streaming
yeah,
on.
I
So
know, I know. Yeah, you would hear yourself twice and me too.
yeah.
Cannabis Equinox works pretty well under the seat aura. What do you mean?
Actually, I'm not sure about this.
Acronox is pretty speedy. It has pretty
Yeah,
good speed
actually,
base,
no,
like we
Acronox.
said. Yeah.
Yeah,
Mm-mm.
that's not only
Mm,
speedy. Actually, Acronox has only three prio moves, and
okay.
it has only three prio and one prio moves. It
Um.
doesn't have any two prio moves. That's the
Oh,
big problem
okay. Okay.
of
True.
Acronox.
Okay. People
Is
know,
or
guys.
super
Let people know.
fast or super slow.
Malzan also was asking, is exhausting cannabis a good counter, or is it better to just hit with
Yeah,
winds?
sure. Exhausting cannabis is one of the of other ways to deal with the cannabis,
Yeah.
because
If you
due
cannot
to
put it,
its
of course, if you
stamina, slow
cannot put it to
stamina pool.
sleep, right?
Yeah,
If you can't put it to sleep.
yeah, sure.
Yeah, go on. I just wanted to
So
add the sleep status, yeah.
actually, the low stamina value, um, combined with um, the exhaustion always will make cannabis a lot less viable and a lot less aggressive
Mm.
because you can't use all the move pool. So
Yeah, that's true. So yeah, that's actually a good way to deal with it if you
yeah,
cannot
actually, is
kill
another
it with a
way to
direct
play.
damage, right?
But
Yeah, that's good.
actually, there is a little problem. Like
Yeah.
strangle is a 11 stamina move.
Yeah.
Actually, if a cannabis starts strangling, and even if you energy money or if you use plague, it won't be that big deal because because cannabis will recover um, 11 plus I believe 5, no 4, so 14 stamina points in total
Oh yeah, and that's a
each
good
turn.
question for
So
Malzan. When we were talking about strangle, yes, that's
yeah,
good. I wanted to say that using strangle can be also good when you're going to OX, you don't want to switch out, so you say, "Hey, I'm going to use strangle now because if I don't attack, I
oh
mean, if I attack, I will OX, right?"
yeah,
So
actually strangling,
overexerting
Xing with
with
strangling
strangling, it's
is
it's
good
good. It's very good. Yeah, yeah.
because it's
That's
not a lot of stamina damage because
exactly.
it is just 11 stamina, and also you have to skip the next turn.
Yeah.
So
So
if you are overexerted or
yeah.
if you are not overexerted, it's fine.
Yeah, and if you don't want to lose the tempo there, because
Yeah, for
switching
sure.
out, you don't want to switch out, so you say, I want to attack there anyway. I want to also predict a switch, for example. I want to just strangle that for next turn, and you just skip one turn. So yeah, they
Yeah,
just overlap, right?
it's yeah, they overlap
Yeah,
actually.
yeah. Okay, that's good. People know, guys. People, I mean, a lot of people knew that, but yeah, it's a good people know what the hell is happening, guys. You will see Holy Saber later on, guys. Yeah. That's good. That's good. So if you don't have any other questions, we can go on the other
Yeah,
10, right?
let's go on.
Okay, yeah, just me to be a couple of feedbacks. Guys, you think that, I was prepared, right? But I it's just, everybody is doing everything in the meantime, right? Let's go. Okay, but now I have a lot of new inputs. Oh no, did you see that? New inputs for
Hmm.
teams. Let's go. Okay, let's go later on the other 10 there.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Oh, we have. Okay, we have a very good time here. There's the
Oh,
Mashuk.
Mashuk.
Yeah, let's
Mashuk.
go.
Oh, let's go.
Okay.
Okay, this is one of the most versatile temp in the game. Actually, Mashuk um, can cover a lot of roles. It's one of my favorite temps, and it is also a lot difficult to build
Yeah.
um, because it has a really good stats overall. Because 81 speed, 81 attack, 80 defense, 67 HP are pretty good stats. Also,
Yeah.
the special defense is a little low, but you can cover that by adding TV points in there.
Yeah, you can invest them, right?
So,
And
yeah,
also with the
actually, you can
items, for
invest them.
example,
Yeah,
we
with
talk
the
about the
items you
items
can
later,
cover,
but yeah,
yeah,
you can cover
you
some
can cover
weaknesses.
his weaknesses in a lot of ways.
Yeah,
So
true, true.
it's one of the best temps in the game for sure, and it is one of the most versatile right now.
Yeah, especially for the
Actually,
types. Let me
yeah,
just
actually the types
let me
it's
focus a
really
little
good
bit on the weaknesses a
because
little bit, right?
yeah, it's weak to wind and mental.
And mental,
That's
sure.
because it is toxic and melee, and
Wait,
also
wait, what's happening in the chat though? Congrats, who won? Okay, I don't know.
what?
I don't know. People are winning. I don't know what, but
Okay,
good. That's good. Yeah.
and it does exist water, nature, and also toxic because
Yeah.
it is toxic time. So
Can I go?
actually,
I
yeah,
mean,
yeah,
yeah. Okay.
actually,
Yeah.
we can talk about
The
the traits.
viability of the traits. Yeah, I mean, tireless is basically. I think I've
Tireless is
never seen
yeah,
any tireless
is not a good
Mashuk,
trait.
so we can ignore that trait in particular. All good, we're fine. Okay, thank you, Rainer. Yeah, thank you so
Believe
much.
that the only viable trait is barrier
Yeah,
because with barrier,
yeah.
it's took a lot of damage from physical
Physical
attacks.
attacks. Yeah.
So
It's 15% less, right? Correct me if I'm wrong.
50%
So
left.
guys, yeah, just every time we add a new tem, I just want to be sure that everybody's following what's happening because we have a lot of new players too, right? Yeah, that's a good question. 30%. Wait. It's 30. Wait. Yeah, I just want to be
Yeah,
sure. I said
yeah, it's
15.
30.
I
No, no,
said
no, not
15. No, I said
not 50.
15. That's my bad. But
No,
yeah,
no, no.
in the
Actually,
meantime, in the meantime, I'll
it's
go check what Tireless does because I've never seen any Tireless Mashuk.
tireless. It's like Drakash tireless. Actually, it
Pyko,
prevents
right?
sleep status.
Wait, what? No.
No, no,
No.
no,
That's
no, no.
Sentinel. No,
No,
guys,
that's
people,
Sentinel.
no.
Actually,
No.
no, no.
Tireless is
Tireless is
now. I am right. I am
the correct
reading.
version.
When a Temtem with Tireless overexerts, it doesn't lose
Yeah,
its next turn.
actually,
So basically, you can OX, you get damage from OX, but you don't lose the
actually,
turn. Okay.
I
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
confused
No, it's okay. It's
tireless.
okay. Don't worry. Don't
Uh,
worry. By the way, yeah,
Sen.
it's thirty
Yeah,
percent.
prevent overexertion. Yes,
Exactly,
and
Carnage. Yeah.
also Barrier prevents the 30%, not the
Yeah,
50%.
30%. So, guys, Perrier is just so. It's not like, Tireless is bad, but sometimes, you have just a very, very good trait over the other one that you say, hey, I cannot run that one because the other one is just OP. So, yeah. Yeah.
So actually, Mashuk can do like three rolls. I've noted just two rolls because it shined totally in those two rolls, but
Yeah.
also can do another roll.
Yeah, that's
Actually,
true.
it is a wall. It can be an annoyer, and also can be a physical attacker.
Exactly. Like countering, for example, if I can add that, Sordy, it can be a very good counter to Wolfies and Valash in particular.
Yeah,
Yeah.
actually, we will reach that.
Yeah, no, I was
We
just,
will.
anticipating. Let me talk about a little bit, of course, if I miss anything about the move pool here. We have a pretty standard one with the flex moves, right? Where that you can, for example, change. Like we have the tenderness, which is pretty good for dealing with temps like Yowler, for example, right? Because we know that Yowler is pretty slow, so you are definitely going to hit Yowler before he attacks. I don't know. Are you still here, Sorry? I can't hear you
Yeah,
anymore.
yeah,
Okay,
I'm
okay,
here.
you're here. You're hearing. Good, good. Yeah. So the tenderness is pretty good against physical attackers
Yeah,
because it's
actually,
yeah.
it has a really great move pool
Mm-hmm.
because it is so versatile
Yeah.
that can deal with almost everything, like tenderness,
Okay, that's a good question. So tenderness
poison,
does -1 attack, no damage,
minus one
no
attack
damage,
on
-1 attack stage on one tem. Okay,
yeah.
yeah, it's good. Yeah, like I said, Sorry, we
Also,
have
it
to.
has
They're
P-Jab,
they're new
uppercut,
players, so they don't know everything. That's good.
Orshio. Like we have almost anything. Cage and turbo choreography. Like we have six supporting moves.
Yeah, yeah. Just to
So
be wait, just to be sure that everybody knows what they do. So tenderness is like -1 attack, right? So P-Jab
mhm,
is a little damage, but with also -1 defense stage
yeah,
on the ten that is getting the damage. The uppercut is basically a melee
eight,
attack,
yeah,
yeah, with
12
pretty
stamina, 80 damage,
80 damage,
melee
pretty good
attack.
damage on that. Urshiol is a toxic attack, and if
Yeah,
you have the synergy with another toxic, it applies 4 poison
four
ticks.
stacks.
Yeah,
Yeah,
4 stacks of poison to the opponent. Then we have the cage. Basically, everybody knows what cage does. Traps the whole
and also turbo choreography,
and turbo choreography. If you have the synergy,
supporting
it's
the win.
yeah, it's +2 speed with the wind synergy. If you don't have the synergy, it's +1 speed to your team basically. I mean to the user and to the ally. Okay.
By the way, I need to do a call.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I will go on. Don't worry. Yeah, that's good. Tell me when you're back. So, like I was saying, and Sorty was saying, the turbo choreography is basically very good when you have wind temps with a synergy, for example, with Valorant, right? For especially when you bring Valorant in, you're doing a turbo choreography turn, you get a +2, and then you're able to do a very strong HKS next turn with the Valorant, for example. And yeah, Cage is pretty good if you're running like an aggressive core and you really want to cage things and you want to just kill with the other 10 that you have. The move pool is pretty vast, and all of the moves are very good on the Mashuk, depending on what they want to do with it, right? Troti Banshee, perfect counter nodders. Yeah, that's also true. That's true. I don't know why people still run Air Specialist, but yeah, we will talk about wins in another lesson for sure. Will be called the meta item on it, or are there other viable choices? So before we go into the notes, yeah, we can talk about the items. Sorry, are you muted? Okay, no, sorry, still here. It's just muted. Okay. Especially Stonk. No. So, if you talk about the items here, yeah, I would say that the most common items on the Mashuks are coat for sure, double screen. I've also seen some strange vests actually on Mashuk. It's not, common to see those. That's true. It's not like, you want to run them. It's a very particular build that you want to go on that, but yeah. War Drum for aggro mid-range possible? Yeah, War Drum is a pretty good item too if you want to go with the aggressive one. Yeah, with the aggressive build. Yeah. Turbo choreography è buona anche su un Volant aerobic. So, yeah, Carnage was asking if turbo choreography was a good idea also on anaerobic Valorant. If it's a good investment, playing anaerobic Valorant with that. And I would say yes. Because after we analyze all the teams here, you will see also the team compositions, and most of the compositions of Toxic Course are running Valorant as anaerobic. So, because HKS, I mean, you still play HKS on the anaerobic. Is melee missing from those resistances? This is taken by the Tortonite's Garden, really. Yeah, that's true. That's true, Prody. Yeah, that's true. You're right. Yeah, we have to tell them. Yeah. I was not noticing that. Yeah. So yeah, Carnage, like I was saying, thank you, Prody, for that. We have to tell them. Ah, it's good. Yeah, I was not noticing, sorry. But that's a good point, Prody. Yeah. People note that. Guys, can anybody people note that? No, I have to people note that because we have to tell to the garden. Actually, Mashuk missing melee res. No, that's good. Sorry. Yeah, what's people noting? Nobody's perfect there, right? So, okay. So, Carnage is all clear. Oh yeah, sorry. I was finishing to say that actually, why running HKS on anaerobic Valorant? Because anaerobic Valorant are not that fast. We're talking about Valorant after. I don't know if it's after
okay,
that or
I'm
not.
Back.
Yeah, wait.
No,
I was.
Valorant.
Wait,
Yeah, sure.
I was answering to Malzen. Oh, Prody was saying that actually is missing a resistance.
Melee, yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, yes, I have
Why?
to tell.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
have to tell
because
them.
yeah,
No, it's good.
it is from the Tortonite Garden actually that.
Yeah, it's good. Yeah, they just missed that. Don't
yeah,
worry.
we have to correct it.
Yeah. Oh, thank you for the lyric, Latte. Thank you. See you later. So, actually, yeah, I was just answering to that. So yeah, it's worth playing that, and we will explain that later a little bit more. Digital too. Yeah. Sorry, can you people note that, please? Also digital, it's missing from the weaknesses. Yeah, that's important.
Oh yeah. Sure.
Yeah, that's important.
That's pretty important. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Good. Thank you for the feedbacks, guys. You see that?
Yeah.
You see,
I'm
if we're not going to do that, they didn't know that they were missing this, right? So that's good.
Actually,
Let's go. People clap. Okay, so I will be reading the notes very quickly because I think we did a lot talking about Mashuk here. So I just read the notes here. So Mashuk is a tower control that, in the meantime, you can tell them what's missing. Okay. I hope you're already telling them, right?
Yeah,
okay, thank you. So, Mashuk is a tower control that can function both aggressively and defensively. Aggressive builds utilize P-Jab, Urshield, and Uppercut to damage opposing teams, while defensive option can utilize Tenderness to lower their attack. In addition, caging opposing tem for board control and raising the team speed with turbo choreography, like we were talking about previously, are very important part of Mashuk's playstyle. Yeah, against melee, not against toxic. Against melee, yeah. I think that's a senior plats. Hello, you are ready. Hello. All good. Strong against melee. Yeah.
Actually, he's strong against melee.
Yeah,
and
that's true.
Against...
Actually, Reiner was asking, what do you mean by tower control?
control.
actually. Yeah.
Like it is a solid control time. Like it can do everything. It can cage for punishing the swaps. It can turbo for getting your team a lot more faster. It can lower your defense by hitting with PJab. It can
Oh, okay,
poison you.
I
That
understand that now.
it
Yeah.
is
So it's basically
something that,
versatile, right? That can
yeah,
stay there and can control situations, can control
yeah,
different
it's
situations. Yes,
a really,
exactly.
really, no, but it's not just a good supporter.
Yeah,
It is
also with
like,
damage. Yeah.
yeah, it is pretty bulky because it is not easy to,
To bring it down. Yeah, unless you have, heavy mental things there. Yeah, of course. Or heavy winds.
it's pretty,
Yeah,
pretty
yeah.
strong.
So yeah, that's basically tower control. You stay there. You can
And
do different things in different situations, right? You can go aggressive by attacking. You can just trap things. Yeah, yeah. That's just that it's controlling situations, different situations. Yeah. Thank you, Sordy, for that. Yeah. Good defense, tower and control buff cagers. That's true. That's a good point, Kai. Yeah. So tower, it's good defenses, so you can stay there, and controlling
yeah,
that you can do different things, right? You can.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Exactly. That's the point, Carnage. Yeah. Thank you. That for Yeah. You got the point exactly. So the tower that you can stay there without going down, unless there are some big counters of your time, of course. And yeah, you can deal with different situations. Yes. Perfect. Okay, we can jump on over, right?
on the other,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
on the other
Good,
one.
good. Let's go. Let's go. What do we? I think we have Valorant now, right?
No, no, Valorant
No?
is the last one.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Oh, this is not a lot that we have to talk about actually. This will
Mm,
be this will be pretty fast because unfortunately
yeah,
Koish is not very used. So I'll be doing a quick, view of this Koish, and like if you want to add that in the move pool and stuff, you
no,
can do.
yeah,
Yeah.
actually, I can see just few things. We
Okay,
know that
okay.
Koichi is broken, and we know that Koichi is broken thanks to Synergy Master has a trait.
Yeah.
Um, so basically, this Koichi doesn't shine at all because
Yeah.
it doesn't have a really powerful
Wait, wait,
high-speed
wait, wait, wait. No, no,
priority
no.
move.
You're going down already. I
No,
was just
no,
yeah. You're
I'm just
just.
explaining what's the problem with
Oh,
Koichi.
okay. You're going on the problem of the quiz. That's good,
Yeah,
guys. Tier C, Sedge.
it is just a move pool that is doesn't have a really speed prior
Yeah,
move.
yeah.
Like
Because
the top tier Koish have all speedy moves like Quetzal, Water Cutting Lily, we will see Sipanku, Electric Punch,
yeah,
uh,
true.
and so we already have them, uh, but this one doesn't have it. It is a pity because Wastewater is a so strong move. Like it does really a lot of damage. 100 like base damage is a lot for a toxic move. So if it had three prio instead of two prio, really um, was Koish
It would
would
have
have
been
been,
better.
yeah,
Yeah, it
better,
would have
a
been
lot more
better.
viable
Yeah, yeah,
actually. Yeah,
definitely. And if you want to talk a little bit about the stats, we can say that the stats are well. I mean,
yeah. The stats
it's a
are the
Koish, right?
usually,
Yeah,
yeah, the Koish
it's just a
stats. So
Koish. So we know Koish stats here are pretty good and balanced. Let's see the type chart here. It's weak to, of course, wind and electric because it's also water. It resists earth and fire, and it resists actually like the cannabis
The
four
pleasure is
times
mine.
four times the water, right? And
water,
thank you
yeah.
already known for the follow. Thank you so much. Welcome in, welcome in. And so yeah, I think it's like Synergy Master is basically the trait that you wanna run on this. I don't think you wanna run Iridescence, to be fair. And yeah, the only rule that he has is a physical attacker, but it's not shining due to the things that you have already said. And you want to talk about a little bit the move pool, but I don't think there's a lot to talk about that.
No, actually no, because it's pretty
Yeah,
standard.
it's pretty
Like
standard.
all the Koishis run water cannon, hypno, and then the flex move between Rainbow Guard and Fimbit.
You forgot
That
about the
depends on
wastewater.
the. No,
Okay.
no, actually, hold on.
Okay. Sorry.
I will come to that. Like all the Koishis have the same moves. The only technique that differences one Koish from the other one is the type stream and the signature move. Like Toxic Coish has wastewater, Fire Coish has Quetzaleno, Nature Coish has Water Cutting Lily, Electric Coish, Electric Punch, and I can go on with the others. But actually, the common moves between all of them is Water Cannon, Hypno, and the last slot basically is a move between Rainbow Guard or Fiend Beat, and they are played um, and they are used mm, in relationship with the speed. Like if you are faster, you can play Rainbow Guard. If you are slower, you can play Fiend Beat.
Yeah.
Also, is stamina wise. So if you have more stamina, you can play Rainbow Guard. If you have less stamina, you can play Fiend Beat. So
Yeah,
actually,
yeah. This the only flex move that the only
yeah,
flex that you can. So let me read fast the notes, and we can jump into the other one. The Koish is not very good at the moment. We don't know if we will see it play in Seppanku. I don't think so, but never say never. So, like most of the Koish, it has a pretty standard moveset configuration, running West Water Cannon, Hypnosis, and a flex between Rainbow Guard and Fiend Beat, depending on speed and stamina investment. Despite its powerful Waste Water move, which is basically very good, like Sordy was saying, this Koish lacks a powerful high-speed priority move that makes the top tier Koish so powerful. It was talking about the Nature Koish and the Fire one, right? So if you don't have
mm,
any questions, I will just wait 1 little minute, something like that. Tell me just if everything is clear and if you wanna, go on with that.
no, actually, we can go on. I believe.
Okay, nice, nice. Yeah, we can. Let's go with Noxolotl now. Potato! That's a
Oh
potato.
yes, we have J Dragon. If J
Yeah.
Dragon wants to come in to complement his own temp,
Nah, it's okay. I
he
don't know
can
if it's
come.
here. Probably it's lurking.
I believe.
I don't know. It's good. It's good. So let's talk about the base stats here.
Oh
Um,
yeah, sure.
yeah, so we have the very good HP, defense, and special attack, right? It shines pretty well. Very
Yeah,
poor in special defense and stamina, right? And speed and attack are pretty okay. Yeah, that's potato. Yeah, that's
yeah. Speed
potato.
and attack are pretty okay.
Yeah,
The only problem is the special defense
yeah.
because um, it's kinda low. But in this case, we can manage it by adding TVs there. And both traits are viable, I believe. And his weaknesses are the toxic weakness, so and the toxic resistances. So I believe it's pretty standard. It's pretty common to understand.
Mm. Carnage
And
was wait. Carnage was saying that he sees a lot of peeps saying that it's a winning condition like Nidrasil.
yeah, we will reach this
Yeah, we
point.
will reach the point because it can
Yeah,
be a win condition itself. Yeah,
actually, Noxolot has two main builds. The first one
yeah.
that is a wall, and that can be played like a physical or special wall,
Probably physical
using
better, right? Unless you want to
yeah,
use a
physical
strange
is
vest.
better,
Yeah,
yes, obviously, but also you can add a lot of special defense to cover it,
yeah,
and it is a wall that can support the team by using turbo choreography and hypnosis
yeah.
that are really good moves right now.
For supporting,
And
yeah,
yeah,
definitely.
it can turn into a fearsome special attacker with his trance trait,
Yeah,
because trance is
it's
a
trans.
really really
It's trans.
yeah
Sorry, it's
it
trans. Don't worry.
trance
Yeah,
trance
it's good.
trait
Yeah, trans straight. Yeah.
trance.
Yes, it's okay. Go on.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah,
It,
with the madness buff too. Well,
yeah,
you
with
basically don't need that,
no,
but
actually
yeah,
not.
yeah,
Madness buff is not mandatory.
yeah,
Like trance allows Toxolot to switch from a defensive temp into an offensive one,
yeah.
because trance is a trait that procs when um, Toxolot
Noxolotl.
HP
Yeah,
Noxolot HP drops below the 13%, the
yeah,
30%. So when you reach the 30%, you get a sleep for 3 turns,
yeah,
you get regenerating for 2 turns,
yeah,
for 3 turns, sorry, and you get
And you get
plus two
a
special
free.
attack.
Actually, you get a free madness buff. Basically, free madness
Yeah,
buff happens. Yeah,
actually, you get the free madness buff.
yeah, that's what happens. That what
Yeah,
happens. And yeah, I mean, so basically, like you said, so you can play at a
when you
differently,
play
right?
thinking and build around the trance ability, like J Dragon 2 does, you can turn Noxolot from a defensive temp to an offensive one.
So
And
basically, that's what
also,
Carnage wanted to ask. So this
yeah,
becomes Noxolotl as win condition. Now it's okay, Matt. It's good. It's good. Don't worry. Thank you for being here. Yeah, we're just
yeah, if you want,
analyzing.
you can still drop in.
Was busy. No, it's yeah. You told me. Don't worry. Hope everything went good. Hope everything went good. Yeah. Monk guys. Ah, it's okay. It's okay. Yeah, yeah. Lead to the
Yeah, it is okay.
class. Yeah, yeah. It's
We are
good. It's
still
good.
half away, so
Oh yeah, I mean
we
we
still can
we
go
are
on.
almost done with the Thames, and we're just starting to the
No,
little
we still have
comments.
a lot of temps. Like we still have,
I heard
I believe,
Nox.
like 5 temps still.
I heard Nox. I come. J Dragon. Hey Jay.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah,
You never know.
sure, J
Yeah, it's
Dragon.
okay. It's okay. Don't worry, Matt. Don't worry, Matt.
If you want to hop in the voice chat to
Or if you
comment
want to add
Noxolot,
some comments about the
yeah, you
Nox,
can
yeah,
come.
yeah. So just to sum up, busy you say, Monk guys. Yeah, yeah, don't worry, Matt, don't worry. So yeah, we just to sum up, if you just came in, we were just talking about the two roles that can be covered by Noxolotl. One can be a wall, and the other can be a special attacker, like also Carnage was asking. It can become a very big threat to your opponent, especially if you can use the trance trait. You know, it's basically a free madness buff, regenerating, and when you sleep, you can also one of the most item used on the Noxolotl, especially on trance, it's the pillow, right? Because you can actually heal
Yeah,
while you sleep.
pillow.
Exactly, Carnage.
But I
Yes.
believe that J Dragon has better idea about this.
Oh yeah,
Like I
yeah,
believe that J
yeah.
Dragon plays like um Baton Pass.
Yeah, I mean, Jay, yeah, if you want to add anything, I mean, this is actually your time, right? So, yeah, if you want to add anything, oh, I'll be just reading the notes in the meantime, so if you want to add. So, we just talk about the Nox, right? Noxolotl is a supporting tank that can turn into a powerful special attack sweeper thanks to its trance trait, utilize trance to tank damage and heal while supporting the team with turbo choreography and transition into a +2 speed, +2 special attack, +2 special defense sweeper. With its powerful acid reflux move, let's not forget that acid reflux is a very strong special attack move. It's AoE move, so this has to be said. We have some, what? Oh, sorry. This is basically one of the best move from Noxolotl move pool. It's I would say this is AOE. So we have some also new
Oh,
players in here. So wait, what?
we have J
Oh,
Dragon.
AJ.
Oh, hello.
Oh, Jay, good to have you in. Guys, special guest.
Come on, guys.
Guys, I want some hype in the chat. Guys. Dragon. Yeah, yeah. So yeah, I mean, we just we're summing up things about Nox, but yeah, if you wanna, I would like to add things about that because I mean, you are the best user here of Nox Potato.
Um, I mean, I'd say Nox is like it's really good as coming in, getting a turbo off, and just tanking some hits, and then because of trance, it gives it extra HP to allow you to pivot around more.
Yeah.
And it does pretty well on the toxic mirrors.
Why? I mean, why would you, if you would play it non-trans traits, and if you want to play it like a wall, right? Is toxic skin better, or you always would play it as a with a trans trait?
I think trance is just better because you get the 30% heals, and then if you have pillow, you get an extra 10%. You can heal more with the narco, and Nox's attacks are mostly just Toxic Ink and Acid Reflux, so you're spinning off Toxic Ticks anyways.
Okay, yeah, sounds fair. So basically, we say that both are viable, but you say that, yeah, Trance is probably better in both roles, right? As a special attacker and wall, right? What would you suggest as move pool, actually? You know, we have a lot of different moves, right? Uh, one for the special attacker and one for the wall. So let's talk about the special attacker. What would you run for that?
I think you always have to run Toxic Ink and Acid Reflux. And I kind of always like Narco Hit too, because otherwise you just get completely walled out by any Toxic Tem or Strong Liver Gulder. And Menace buff kind of is a noob trap, because it can't perma heal anymore like it used to be able to. So Turbo is generally better, unless you don't need Turbo on your team.
Okay, that's true. Well, it depends on if you want to support something, but okay. So you still feel like that Madness buff is basically useful, right? Even if you get the buff from the traits, you can still run it.
Yeah.
Okay, that's interesting. So, guys, do you have any questions about the Nox potato? Why do you call it potato? By the way, you are the first one that called it like that, right? If we can ask.
Cause Nox looks cute, and that's what I call my girlfriend, Potato.
Oh, nice! That's so cute, guys. Do you have a pet the people or something? That's so cute. That's nice. That's nice, Jay. That's nice. Omega cute, yeah.
Nice.
Everybody's Omega cuting. Nodders from
That's
Johnny.
really
yeah.
nice.
Yeah. So we can go over like on the other times. Yeah. So basically, Matt said that he's taking a quick shower and he will be here for the analysis of the of the team composition. Right. He will join us. So yeah, we can go on the other one. I believe you can see also from the screen, right? You have the stream on, Jay. I mean, it's muted. Okay. So you can see what I see. And okay, we have the other Tem here. We got the Nidrasil. We got the Nidra. Yeah, so do you want to introduce it, Sordy, with the base stats?
Well, yeah, actually, Nidrasil is one of my favorite Temtem in the game, and it is one of the most controlled Tem in the game also, because it really, with his stats, it's really good in dealing damage, tanking damage. It can be fast or it can be slow. It can cover a lot of roles actually. Actually 77 HP is a really solid stat. Like 88 attack and 80 defense are both pretty solid.
Yeah.
Speed is okayish with 61. Special defense is nice with 51. And the stamina is pretty okayish with 52.
Yeah, so it's pretty balanced time, right? Apart from special defense.
Pretty balanced, yeah.
Yes, but yeah, it's pretty balanced.
Actually, Nidrasil can be built like a speedy or a slow Nidrasil.
It depends if you want to play against the Sid Aura, right? If you want to play it as a counter.
No, actually, it's not just that. It is just because of his speed value. 61 as a base speed stat is really good. It can be treated as a faster Tem by bringing Hypno and playing it really fast. I know some players play it like this.
Oh, I've seen also fast Grumper, so I'm not surprised by anything. So yeah, it's good.
Actually, you can play it like this as a fast Hypno option.
Yeah.
Or you can play it slower. Like you can even underspeed Naga or even underspeed Grumper.
Yeah.
To hit first.
Actually, Aura.
Yeah, actually, it's pretty versatile in this kind of way.
Yeah. Jay, do you want to add something on base stats before you jump into the weaknesses and stuff? Jay is dead. Oh no, you're here.
Got him.
It's good. It's good. Okay, no. I mean, if you want to add something like,
Actually, yeah, I believe we have to talk about the traits and type charts.
Yeah,
Let's
that's
go.
true. Yeah, I mean, type charts is pretty okay. Like we said, toxic is weak to wind, and it's also nature. So it also, it's scary. It's scary. It's scared about fire
Fire.
types. Yeah. It takes half damage from earth and electric, but it takes like a quarter damage from water and nature. So this is pretty good as coverage. It
Yeah.
has like a double trait here too, like Toxic Farewell and Tree Apothecary. Tree Apothecary is like basically the best trait, and yeah, basically they will tell you why if you want. Let's talk about the Tree Apothecary, what it
Yeah, sure.
does. Yeah, let's think
J
what
Dragon
it
can
does.
talk about it.
Yeah,
Like,
go on. Yeah, if you would like, Jay.
So Try Apothecary just means that whenever Nid uses a special attack on enemy Tems, it gives 3 turns of toxic ticks. And on your allies and itself, if it can hit itself, which it used to be able to, it applies 3 ticks of regen.
Yeah. So you can use basically to apothecary like aggressively and also defensively to heal yourself and to heal your allies, right? And we can talk about the role, which can be a Noyer, basically like it was for the Mashuk, or a physical bulky attacker, because we saw that attack is pretty high for the Nadrasil here, so it can and its move pool, it's pretty various here. We have a pretty good move pool. We got Hypnosis, Spores, T-Ink, Allergic Spread, which is basically the best move for Nidrasil in my opinion,
yeah.
Narc Hit, and Bark Shields. So, would you guys would like to, talk about the move pool in particular? Like, what the best move pool for Nidrasil, for example? Yeah,
Sure.
if you want to
Like,
go, like, I don't know, you or Jay, it's basically good, guys. Yeah, you
yeah,
can
okay.
alternate. Yeah.
Basically, I believe that um, his allergic spread is mandatory on Nidrasil because allergic spread makes Nidrasil shine. Like it heavily punishes the double swap or the swaps and puts the opponent's team into a really weird position. Like, for example, if I have two temps that are weak to need that are good no that are weak to Nidrasil, and I do a double swap, bringing two temps that are non-toxic but that are good against Nidrasil. Like for example, I will get a Tuvine or a Banshee. I will poison them both, and I will do chip damage on them, and also I will get them 3 stacks of poison. So that is equal to like almost the 37%, 37.5% of the health. So it is really a lot of damage.
Yeah, talking about one moment, Carnage had actually a good question. He was asking, he understood the trait, the
Yeah.
apothecary that was explained by Jay, but he wanted to ask, yeah, sorry, he asked it in Italian, but yeah,
Okay.
it's good. He said, that's used also for healing, Jay, right? But what move do you use for healing your allies, for example?
If you want to heal your ally, you're usually going to use spores, which would be the reason you'd slot it on if you want to use it
Yeah.
to heal your allies, or you have to waste an allergic spread, which isn't preferred because it's one hold.
Yeah, so
Mhm.
yeah, and also spores, it's chip, and it doesn't do a lot of stamina things, and yeah, no hold. So yeah, that's the best move. Is Nidosil more of a Stoltem, midrange, or aggro? Ripto is asking, guys.
Well, I believe is kinda mid-range time.
What do you think?
Mid-range,
Uh,
mid-range.
yeah, what do you think, Jay? Yeah, he asked if it was more of a stall, midrange, or aggro tem for you, Nidrasil.
Yeah, I think it shines more as a mid range or a stall tem,
Mm-hmm.
but if you're crazy, you could run 500 speed 500 attack on it,
Okay, yeah. So basically,
and
both
and it would
Jay.
do decent maybe.
Yeah, so basically both Jay and Sordy agrees on the fact that yeah, this is basically a very good mid-range tem. And so yeah, you talked a little bit about the move pool here, guys, right?
Yeah.
Like you said, allergic spread is basically the best move of Nidrasil, because it's it's nature, so it still has the stab, but with thanks to the three apothecary trait, it's basically applying, three
That's of poison,
yeah,
yeah.
ticks on
That is
on
like
the whole.
37.5%
Yeah,
of
so
damage.
it's very
So
big
it's kinda a lot.
damage. And hello, powder knife. Hello, yeah. And also, narco hit. Sometimes you want to run it because you run energy drink on the Nidrasil, right, guys? Confirm me if I'm wrong. Oh,
Yeah.
what do you think about the items on
Um,
the Nidrasil? Let's talk about the items.
for items, you usually what's seen as pillow. Sometimes for narco, you could run uh energy drink so you don't sleep after the
Mm-hmm.
narco, or something defensive like coat or ice cubes even.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's true. I've never
Even
seen that,
baton
but yeah.
pass is run sometimes.
Yeah.
Oh,
I've seen Ice Cube sometimes. I've seen that with Quetzameta is really popular.
yeah,
But I
yeah.
believe energy drink is the most common one.
JT was also mentioning actually the pillow. What do you think?
Yeah,
You
pillow
can also
works.
run it, right?
Yeah, I think Kami was running. I don't know if he still is. He was running
Yeah.
pillow nid and
Hmm.
would just tank it, or yeah, just make it really bulky with key nid.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, sounds fair. Okay, guys, so let me fast read the note here. I think we said everything, but in the notes is we might miss anything. So Nitrosil is one of the best board control temps in the game, thanks to its bulk and its 3 apothecary trait that allows itself to heal allies and poison enemies. With 3 apothecary, Nitrosil is able to heavily punish opponent swaps by poisoning the entire team with allergic spread. Its diverse moveset and high base stat attack allows it to utilize both powerful offensive moves that punish swaps, while also boosting defenses with Bark Shield. Yeah, have we talked about Bark Shield a little bit?
No, actually we didn't.
Yeah.
And actually Bark Shield is one of the egg moves of Nitrosil. And I believe it takes it from Taifu, if
Is
I'm
it
not
really? Oh,
mistaken.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, or
And
Loali.
Oh,
yeah,
Oloale. True.
so it helps tanking the physical attacks,
Mm-hmm.
like it boosts the whole team defensive defense stat with with two stages. So it's pretty good move. It is a
Yeah.
pretty
Yeah. Also
supportive
because
move.
it's AoE, right? So
Yeah.
AoE moves are always good. Well, most of the times, right? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we can. I think, guys, if you have any questions about Nadrasil, yeah, I'll give you. I think. I hope everything is clear.
Yeah.
Nodders, yeah. Let's go. Give me
Let's
some
go on.
nodders. Give me some nodders. Okay, let's go into the other one here. Oh,
Yeah.
we got Senior Plaid. Where's Senior Plaid? Monka D. I wanted Senior Plaid to comment that. It's still under the shower. Monka S. Ah, it's good. It's good. So, okay. Let's start about the let's talk about stats first because we see a lot of green stats there. What's that emoji? Is that mad? What? Yeah, yeah. Okay, so let's talk about the stats here. We got pretty good HPs and speed, right? Very good
Yeah.
speed there, and very high special attack and special defense. But it's pretty
Yeah.
poor in, let's say, in defense actually, and stamina. But defenses are very bad. Poor senior plat. Poor senior plat. Yeah. Jay, or sorry, did you want to add anything about the poor defense, or I mean the stats in general?
Yeah, actually, I believe the stats are pretty okayish. Um, they are really good, in my opinion. Even if the defense is pretty low, it's pretty manageable because you have a large HP pool, so you can cover the defense with the TVs. And I believe that's not the problem or Platimus. I
Yeah,
believe Platimus has other kind of
and
problems.
we will talk about that later. I mean, now, like
Yeah,
Carnage, that's why it will be tier C,
yeah.
unfortunately.
Why? That's why
Unfortunately.
because it will be a tier
Yeah,
C. Yeah,
yeah.
and
So, um,
it's one of the condition right now.
yeah,
Like most of the temps have a really good stats and they are not played.
yeah,
That's
exactly.
because not just because of some bad stats or because of some bad traits. it is even because of the move pool.
Is yeah.
Like move pool is one of the most
It doesn't have any
important
actually
stuff.
zero hold
Yeah,
move. That's the main problem. But we're talking about that
yeah.
like when we talk about the move pool. So let's talk about the weaknesses very quickly. We got weakness wind and electric. It's the same weaknesses as Calabis. It's got the same type as Calabis, but it's definitely
Yeah,
a
so
totally different role from Calabis. It resists earth and fire twice. I mean, yeah, it gets half damage, and it gets just a quarter damage from water. The two traits are Zen and Determined. I believe that Determined is like the same as Tuvine. It's running, so you cannot get your stats lowered, right? You cannot get debuffs basically
yeah,
on stats. And we got the only role that he has that he can cover. It's basically speedy special attacker, right? So let's talk about the move pool now.
sure. I believe that J Dragon can cover it
Yeah,
because he was
yeah.
playing Latimus last time.
Oh
So
yeah, yeah. Do we wanna talk about the move pool? Yeah, let's go. Let's go.
I could add a few things to the traits and the role.
Oh yeah,
But
sure. Go, go, go. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, of
so
course.
I think overall Platts definitely gets a lot more consistent value having determined, but if you want to run a relax comp, which I know Luke was running, Zen could be an option to bulk up, but it's not that great. For roles, you could also potentially make it tanky to cover for the low defensive stat and use it as a Urushiel bot, or just be able to fight into Volphy.
oh
And
sure, that's nice.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Okay, yeah. So let's talk about the move pool here, guys. So we were saying that basically it doesn't have any zero hold move, right?
Yeah,
So, yeah.
that's its main problem, because like Calabissa has Toxic Ink. Plat, it's only got Urushiel for a good Toxic move, but it requires the synergy, and Aqua Bullet Hell is just really bad.
Yeah.
It's
And
like
well,
6-7 base power.
and Nox Bomb, we know that it's basically physical, right? And we see that basically the Platimus is shining into his special attacks, right?
Yeah, like it does have some niches to be played with Drill against a Naga, so that you can just hit it with a Noxious Bomb. But if they have Strange Vest and they get the Manus buff off first, it's not that great also.
Yeah, and even if he has also Takma Mask, you're not doing much, I suppose, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so what's the main move pool that you would run on a Platimus? Let's say a standard Platimus speedy special attacker.
For a speedy special attacker, I think you definitely Aqua Bullet Hell, just because it's best turn one move and it lets you fight into fires a little better. You definitely need Aquatic Whirlwind for the 3 prio, and after that, Sharp Rain is pretty strong. You could also kit Urushiel or Tsunami. I was running Aqua Bullet Hell, Sharp Rain, Aquatic Whirlwind, and Urushiel because I had 4 Toxics on that team. Yeah, and as Renner said, you could use Cheer Up. So a long time ago, I know Matt might have done it once. I did it once too. You can HKS back in like the Takuma meta. You'd be able to HKS and then Cheer Up and then HKS again the following turn.
Oh, okay. Paduk was asking, don't people run Plat more like a wall? Yeah, like J Dragon was saying, yeah, you can run it actually also like a wall, right? What would you? I mean, the move pool is pretty, it's not that wide and stuff, so you don't have a lot of choices. Would you change anything if you were running it as a wall, for example? I think like Yoshio and Whirlwind are basically mandatory, right?
Kinda. As a wall, you definitely want a defensive. Hey,
hello,
hello,
hello, hello.
Hey, Matt. Another guest. Let's go.
Sorry for being a little late today. But...
It's okay. Wait, guys, can you hear Plat? We can. Yeah, let me see. Yeah, talk a little bit. Say things.
Hello. I'm saying things.
Okay, there you go.
Sure, let's go.
Okay, yeah. So, yeah, basically, Jay was talking about the move pool, and we had some questions about the role of Platimus. So, do you wanna, add something or sum up? We were talking about the speedy special attacker and the fact that it can also cover the wall role. Matt.
Yeah. When I play Platimus, I always play it full, basically full tank. As a wall. Um, I think that like its special attack and speed is so good that even when you build it as a wall, you still can do a lot of damage with an aquatic whirlwind or a sharp rain or something. But like, with its current move pool, building it straight up special attacker doesn't feel that great because of its turn one. Turn one, it only has Aqua Bullet Hell, which is kind of underwhelming, and it doesn't have any toxic special attacking moves. So you kind of lose out on your shield value, and yeah, you're just he's so physically weak if you don't
Yeah.
invest a lot into defense too. So
I see. We got a question there from Malzan. It says, "Is there any reason to run the speedy special attacker plat over Yukama?" That's a good
not at
question.
all. Not at all.
Yeah,
the
just
future-
because of the water cannon? Do you think it's just because of the water
Literally
cannon?
just because of water cannon. In the future, if Platimus gets a better move set, then definitely, because if Platimus had water cannon, you would probably almost never run Yukama, honestly. Platimus would be is that good. But it's really just the its turn one move is really bad, and so you either have to go for Aqua Bullet Hell or Urshiol, and if you're running Urshiol, you need the toxic synergy. So if you ever want to first pick it, it's very it's very awkward to first pick because you basically need to pick a toxic with it, and if Urshiol is your only toxic move, you kind of need a lot of toxic Tems on the team as well, so they don't get banned out, and you always have the synergy available.
Yeah. So basically, you are forced to run a particular composition because of that. Like, yeah. Let's say you
Yeah.
have a problem. Let's say it's a problem. Yeah. Otherwise,
Yeah.
you would never do what you want, right? So
Yeah, like
yeah.
Yukama, you can just put on any team. It has good moves, good zero hold moves, can fit
Yeah.
into a lot of different compositions. Platimus would be really good if it had a better move pool, basically. Its move pool holds it back a lot.
Yeah, that's true. Kira was asking one thing. We already talked about Acronox, but both like you and J Dragon, what do you think about Acronox overall? Do you think we will see that in Sipanku more?
It depends. I think Acronox would be good if it had a better Earth move. So like Acronox and Platimus are kind of similar for me, where its stats are pretty good. It has a good typing, does good stuff with like toxic ticks, but they're both kind of like one trick Tems that can only do one thing, and they need a lot of like a team around them. Like Acronox, all it can really do is poison and trap, which is good, but like it's not good enough to warrant playing over a lot of the other toxic Tems that can do a lot of other stuff too.
Yeah, that's reasonable. And yeah, they were just
If it
asking.
had like
Yeah.
if it had like Dust Vortex maybe in Sipanku, like that's another story where you can build it special
Also,
attacker.
Mud Shower. What do you think?
Yeah, that would help too. I mean, any sort of it's just the move pool on
Yeah.
Equinox, very one dimensional.
True. Malzad was quick asking one thing, but yeah, go on, Jay. Please, if you want to add something, go on.
So the problem with Acronox is that like Sting is physical and it toxin or venom spread is a special attack, so it's like you can't really invest in. You have to choose what to invest in.
And Earth Wave is physical too, so it's kind of
It's really awkward.
Awkward move pool.
Yeah, that's true. One question they were asking, but I mean, yeah, I think I got that. Malzon was asking, basically, so what's the difference of rules between Plat and Calabas? Yeah, we talked about Calabas a lot. So basically, Platimus is here for doing damage, while Calabas is basically a tank that can be annoying with H-Slap, can play utility things like Strangle too. So they're basically very different Tems, right? Guys, correct me if I'm wrong, but one is a tank, annoyer, can do pretty heavy damage too with a T-Ink, and can counter a lot of things. Like, also, Quetzal, for example. Platimus is so poor in defense. I'm not saying that it gets big damage, but it deals more damage on Platimus than on a Calabas, for example, right? If you want to play a tank for Quetzal, for example, I would always play Calabas over Platimus.
Yeah.
Right?
I mean,
yeah, you can add
Calabas
that,
is
yeah.
way more consistent, and Plat, the only way it gets toxic ticks out is with Urushiel synergy.
Yeah,
Calabas has toxicing.
that's basically it. The even if you build Platimus full defensively, Calabas is obviously tankier, but the reason that I don't run Platimus, I wish I could run Platimus. I prefer having the speed and the priority on Aquatic Whirlwind over Calabas's being really slow. But the reason why I run Calabas instead right now is because it has Toxic Ink, so it doesn't need synergy to spread poison ticks, and it's very strong turn 1 with Koish.
True.
It's basically like Calabas and Koish versus Platimus and Koish turn 1 is just not even comparable.
Yeah, that's agree. That's true. There's a lack of special fire moves at the moment that increases Kala value. Oh, that's also true. Yeah, I was not very paying attention to that, but yeah, only we have Fire Tornado. Yeah, we're not talking about Toxic in this particular question, but we only have Fire Tornado as fire. What else do we have as fire move? Special fire move.
Hellfire.
Oh yeah,
Hellfire.
Hellfire and
But
A huge damage Fire Flame.
yeah. Rested Ryber.
Yeah.
Ryber Fireflame.
Poggers. I don't even know what rest it does. Monka is. Fire flame stonks. Yeah, Paduke. Yeah, absolutely.
I just want to say the thing about like Platimus versus Calabas, like, I mean, both of them are. Calabas is obviously more tanky, it has higher HP,
Yeah.
etc. But when you're building something tanky anyway, you typically patch up its weaker defense anyway. So like the fact that Calabas has lower special defense isn't really that big a deal because you just put your TVs into special defense instead of defense. So it ends up being, roughly the same anyway.
Yeah. Yeah. Sounds reasonable.
Same for Platimus if you're gonna build it full tank up with the same defense and special defense after TVs.
Yeah, sounds fair. Okay, I don't think we have anything to add there, guys. I think we basically answered everyone. I will, read just quickly the notes here, and then we jump to the next one that I don't remember what it is, but whatever. So
I
due to
believe
its
Tortonite.
Tortonite, okay. So due to its high damage water moves, high base special attack, and high base speed stat, Platimus is an amazing water special attacker that can be paired with wind, toxic, and water temps to boost synergy. Due to its natural high HP base stat and special defense base stat, Platimus can also function as a tank with a significant investment into physical defense. Its biggest weakness, like we've mentioned, is a lack of strong zero hold move that doesn't require synergy. Vola, oh no, that's Tortonite after this, I suppose. So let's go, guys. Let's go. Oh, the graphics, by the way, are awesome. Like Monka S. There you go, tortenite, guys. In Spanish, it's tortenite. Okay, people are going to kill me now. So let's quickly talk about the stats. Torty, if you want to start with stats.
Sure. Actually, Tortonite is one of the 3 starters. So it's one of it is the final form of Crystal. So
nice.
no doubts that his stats are really good. Actually, lower attack is not that important, but his speed is decent, stamina is decent, HP are really good, defense is good, special defense is pretty okay, and special attack is one of the highest in the game. So I believe it is the 6th or 7th in the game in order.
Is it the top 10
So
basically, right? In the top
yeah,
10
it
of
is one
special
of the
attacker.
top 10 special
Yeah.
attacker
Yeah.
in the game.
Okay.
Well, Tortenite is pretty good in his roles, but has some problems. We will find out
Okay. Yeah, later
with
on, right?
yeah later on,
Okay.
sure.
So I'll talk about the type chart, and then Jay and Matt can, start talking about a little bit the traits and the rules there, right? Um,
Sure.
okay, so let's talk about the resistances, right? Sorry, the weaknesses first. So it has like four weaknesses, right? We have the wind because it's toxic. We have the earth, the fire, and the melee due to the crystal type there, right? And it resists pretty well. Like it takes half damage from water, nature, electric, and mental, and it takes only 1/4 damage from the poison, right? The two
Yeah.
traits are confined and efficient. And yeah, so if you want to introduce them, then let's go.
Sure. Actually, they are both viable on Tortenite. Um, Despite of what you can think about Tortenite, they are both good because they can set Tortenite in two ways. Like the first one has a tank with confined, and confined says that when it gets trapped by himself, it gets a boost of one stage in defense and special defense.
Yeah, that's good also to
So
explain to people if they don't know the trait, right? Yeah.
yeah, and the other trait is more offensive oriented and is efficient. When you attack with efficient trait, the stamina costs are reduced by 30%.
Oh, okay, good. That's
So
good.
actually, Tortenite has crystal spikes that is a really expensive stamina
Mm-hmm.
move.
True.
With the stamina reduction, it is like you have a sweatband on it, so you can run another item on it.
Yeah, if you're, for
Okay,
example, if you're running, I don't know, a Serenade that requires a sweatband, right? So
yeah,
you
you can
cannot
run
run sweatband
Tortenite.
on the Tortonite, let's say
Yeah,
that. Uh, yeah, oh, thank you for that, Matt. Sorry.
no,
It was.
it just works when you trap yourself
Yeah,
with
yeah, when you cage
Tortenite.
yourself. Yeah, thank you, Matt, for holding that. Thank you. Yeah. So yeah, guys, so we just were introducing, right? So do you want to also add something about the traits here? Why one is preferred over another one? Or you basically can run actually both there, depending on the rule, right? Dead.
Uh,
Yeah, that's
yeah.
okay. Yeah, it's good.
Yeah, so if you're running um, a special attacker, you probably want to run efficient because it
Mm-hmm.
runs crystal spikes, which is very high stamina cost. So running
Yeah.
efficient is kind of like having a free sweatband item.
Yeah, yeah.
So it makes spamming crystal spikes possible. Uh, the reason why you don't see that much efficient special attack Tortonite is not because it's not very good. It's still really good. It has a really high special attack. It's just compared to like Mix, I feel like
Or Valash, also.
yeah,
Yeah.
Mix and Vlash kind of take that the
Roll.
Crystal Spiker role a little better.
Better. I see. I see.
But Confined, both of its traits are really good. Confined is also really good because it allows you to buff itself on a cage priority, so you get your defense buffs before you take damage that turn, as opposed to like a Stonewall is low prio, so you're gonna get hit first. So it
Yeah.
allows you to get really bulky really fast. And typically, if you're running the confined tank, you're gonna be clicking Tortonite's Garden a lot and dooming stuff.
Yeah,
Um,
dooming stuff. Yup.
and
Yup.
yeah, if you don't have a way to kill the Tortonite quickly, it will just buff itself out of control and doom everything and carry the game.
Yeah. Even also thanks to the good defense based stat, also after a Stonewall, it can tank pretty okay a Quetzal too, right?
For sure, yeah.
Okay. Yeah,
It doesn't
just
like it
yeah.
doesn't like it, but it's
Of
taking
course. Yeah.
40 or 50% instead of 80 or 90.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-mm. Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah, but I mean, still after a stone wall, you can say it really appreciates support, like I don't know, like Kinu, and also the that can pig ape can also stone wall, also Grumper, right? But in case there's no support, if he gets banned and stuff, like you said, he can support himself, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and it's one of those situations where if they only have one or two Tems that can deal with it, if you're able to take those Tems out before they can kill the Tortonite can just run away with the game. If they have like a like a Goulder or something, like Goulder's doing nothing to Tortonite and you're just gonna doom it and just watch it die.
Yeah, we were talking about Gulder previously. Sordik was saying that actually Gulder doesn't have any way to remove Doom from himself, right? Basically,
it does not.
Cannot. He can only do Bamboozle and Confiscate on an ally, right?
Yeah. Correct.
Yeah. Sordik was pointing this out because people were asking, is Gulder able to remove Doom from itself? No, it can't.
Actually,
I learned that Confiscate can't self-target the hard way.
Oh.
I was
Sad.
doomed when I figured that out.
yeah, because we saw that move actually run by you, especially on your team. I remember that also in the FT was that, right?
Yeah, I've been running for a little while.
Yeah. I mean, trying things is always good, right? Especially if they're, not under radars. So you can just, surprise your opponent and say, wait, what the hell is that? And you can also carry the game with that move, for example. But yeah. Okay, so let's read the notes very quickly. And if you guys want to add something else on the little...
J-Dragon, do you want to say something?
Yeah, Jay, do you want to say something,
sure.
darling? Yeah.
So, I mean, Tort, I'd say it mainly shines against Toxic Mirrors or, like, against Naga because it's basically a perfect counter to Naga because it resists both of its stabs. And, building off what Matt said, where, like, if they only have one really good counter to your Tort, like, you can always just cage the Tems that are bad into it and you could start getting up, like, you get the +1/+1 from the cage, and then you get the stone walls, and you can cage them again. And then Tort just kind of gets too bulky for the its threat to even be able to deal with it.
So basically, it can carry the game if you don't kill it quickly.
Yeah, you get it on the right board state.
Yeah. Okay, so yeah, I'll read, the notes like every slide here. So thanks to its first priority moves, high base special attack and its efficient trait, Tortonite can be considered as a special bulky attacker. It can also function as, of course, an annoyer due to its bulk and its confined trait that abuses cage to buff up itself while trapping opposing Tems for board control. After buffing itself or allies with Stonewall, it can be a terrifying doom like both Sordy, Matt, and J-Dragon were saying. Terrifying Doom user with Tortonite's Garden, making it very effective at dealing with tanks, and like Jay was saying, mirror matches, and basically things that you cannot, bring down with damage. You just doom them, and yeah, they're doomed. It was a bad joke, but yeah, it worked. Right? All good, chat, and everybody who is following? Not like this. Yeah, not like this. You're right, Jay. Yeah, that's true. Is annoyer an official? All of these terms that you can read there are from Pokemon. Actually, they're from Pokemon.
Actually, they are from Pokemon.
Yeah,
like.
Annoyer is a role in Pokemon. Yes, we're just using them here, but yeah.
Usually, Annoyer's Pokemon are Pokemon that gets condition on board, like paralysis, confusion, poison, and stuffs like those.
So they are annoying your play style. Yeah, they don't
like
they don't let you play like you want. They're just annoying you. Yeah, they don't do direct big damage. But they just annoy you, so you're forced to do bad plays and stuff like that. Yeah, I need a guide on Pokemon terms. Oh, it's good. Paraflinch Jirachi. Oh, not clever boy mean the key. Okay, kick W. Okay.
Paraflinch,
Okay, let's
That's nice.
If there are not any questions, guys, about the Tortenite.
Klefki, by the way, Johnny Baseball.
Klefki was that. Okay. Yeah, Klefki is saying that. Guys, do you want to just comment about why the Tortenite is B as in the tier list? just some comments on that. You know, it's good into its role, but it's not excellent in every team. Can we say that?
Basically, yeah. It
Hmm.
needs like it wants to play with like Kinu and Naga on its team, and in Taketsa it's not very good, but but it has such a high potential if you can set it up.
There was actually a good notice there from Paduke. He was saying, you know, it's some kind of hilarious that it's a toxic crystal, but it doesn't run any toxic moves. That's actually a good point.
Yeah, it lacks like
Mm,
any really good offensive options outside of spikes.
mm, yeah, yeah. So yeah, no toxic for the little
Yeah,
tortenite.
actually, it needs like an egg move, not like toxic, like
Antitoxins.
antitoxin, but
Mm.
yeah, something real, like a
Something real.
real toxic move.
Can I ask you what it does? I mean, what is antitoxin? What is that? It removes poison, like metabolize. What is it?
Uh, Actually,
Guys,
I
do you
don't
know that? I
remember.
mean, without going on the wiki is good. If you know that, it's okay. But it just was my curiosity. I don't even know what it does. You know,
I
like
believe it is like metabolize that takes out the poison
yeah, something like
from
that.
someone.
Yeah,
Okay,
isn't
yeah.
it like two hold too?
Nice, that's good. Okay, very good move we have there on the little tortenite. Okay, so let's go into the other one. We have oh
Tortenite,
finally, oh
not
my god.
tortenite,
Okay, guys,
tortenite.
tortenite. Yes, I hope everybody is happy to stay for like 3 hours now because we have the Valorant.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, let's go.
Actually, this bird has been nerfed a lot in the past times,
I didn't
and
even know that.
is yeah, is still playable even if it has been nerfed a lot.
Yeah, it's
Like
playable. It's you know, it's kind of. It's not just tier A, right? It's playable, guys. People know. People
yeah, it's
knows.
still playable.
Okay, yeah. So let's talk about the base
We will
stats here,
see
right?
with Sipanku what will have what will happen.
Yeah,
But
that's
I
true.
believe that it it can fit somewhere.
Yeah, you know, it's just its only weakness, thanks to his double type here. We got toxic and wind. His
And
only weakness
electric,
is electric, right?
yeah,
Yeah,
and all
and
his stats are overall really good actually.
yeah, it's pretty balanced. You know, his only big issue is the stamina, right? So, also, Matt, you can say that basically, if you want to run, for example, the anaerobic trade, we can talk about that later. But just as an anticipation, if you're not running Sweatband, you're probably running a bad Valorant, right?
Uh, you can get away with anaerobic without sweatband. You have to go to 61 stamina, and it still doesn't feel that good if they just ignore it. For me, I would never play Valorant without a sweatband.
True,
And
true.
I would never play anaerobic.
Anaerobic, yeah, anaerobic, yeah, of course, yeah. So
Arrow
guys,
doesn't need, but
yeah, yeah, true. Well, I've seen some some builds with that too.
you
If you're
can, yeah.
not running,
If you
yeah,
don't need one, yeah, you
yeah,
can and just spam HKS. There's nothing wrong
exactly,
with that,
yeah.
but
Yeah.
it doesn't need it the same way anaerobic does.
True. That's basically mandatory, like for a Surnif, right? Let's say that.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Actually, I want to point out something
Go
like
on.
about the base stats.
Yeah, sure.
We've told that Volarand was nerfed, but what was his original form?
Oh
Like
yeah.
in the beginning, his base HP was 69.
Hmm.
Pretty
Nice.
good number, to
Yeah.
be honest.
I was not
So
even thinking about that. Nice meme. Okay, guys, 69 HP. Let's go.
69 was the first number of HP base stat, and it
The
was
pleasure
nerfed
is
to
mine.
64. In the TCU update, I believe, they nerfed it from 64 to 60 the HP,
Mm.
and also they reduced his defense base stat from 61 to 55.
55. Oh, okay. Poor Burb. And yeah, Matt, Johnny was asking one thing about the sweatband there. It was asking, would you run 61 stamina even with a sweatband?
No,
Okay.
you don't need it. I think it's way better to patch up its defense or HP or speed or attack. Like it has so many stats that you kind of want to have on Valorant. Um, I just don't think it's necessary.
Yeah, it feels good. I mean, it's reasonable. Oh, and thank you, Sapphire, for the follow. Thank you so much. Welcome in. So yeah, I think that we talked about the stats, Sorty, right? So weakness
Yeah, I
is
believe so.
only, the electric is the only weakness that a Valorant has, and four nice resistances, which are earth, water, nature, and toxic. And yeah, traits by ability, you can play both traits, and I would say that this is basically probably, the only TAM that you can strongly run both traits, right? They are basically, they have the same, let's say power, right? It's not like, you say, okay, we can use both, but one is better than another one. You can see really both traits used as this term. And so let's talk about the role, because the role changes depending on the trait, right? We have the physical speedy attacker for the aerobic, and we have the special role for the anaerobic one. So I would say that the move pool is pretty standard. Now, guys, correct me if I'm wrong. T Plume, Hyperkinetic, Feather Gatling, and Noxus Bomb are basically the move pool for both traits, right?
Yeah.
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 Okay, yo,
mean,
say yeah, go. Yeah, if you have anything
some
to say
people-
about that, yeah.
Run special attack wool, but that just kind of sucks.
I've
Don't
seen
do
some
that.
tornado or something like that, right? Probably. I don't know if
Don't do that,
tornado.
kids.
Yeah, don't do that, guys. I mean, don't. I mean, not unless something happens in Sipanku, but no. For now, this is the best move pool that you can get on both burps here, both traits. And so let's just analyze a little bit the move pool and the two traits. So we use the aerobic for basically dealing heavy wind damage and being very speedy. It means that with the HKS you can do pretty heavy damage even with only one buff of speed, because HKS is a pretty particular move, right? That it basically it's calced more on speed than on special attack, right? If anybody wants to add something about HKS, yeah.
It's, I believe, 59 power calculated with its special attack, and then 59 power calculated with its speed instead of special attack.
Okay.
So the actual power on the move, I think it's 59 for both. The actual power on the move is like half of what it really is.
I
in
see.
What it says in the game. That's why it does
Yeah.
so much damage.
So, but as aerobic, of course you prefer running speed, right? Instead of special attack.
Yes.
Yeah, because it can get it's +1, then you go +2, and HKS just does more damage. I mean, you cannot buff special attack, but you can buff speed by the trait, right? So that's why it's better investing in speed instead of special attack. Correct? Because you just get the boost of that. You just get the boost of speed, so it just multiplies. 64
yeah.
speed for wait,
Yeah,
54?
it might be 64 damage on the speed part. I don't
Yeah.
really remember
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah, it's okay. Yeah,
No,
thank you,
actually,
Pattern
it
Knife.
was
Roughly, it's
64.
roughly 60 each.
Yeah. It was nerfed, HKS.
Yeah,
I
they
believe.
changed it. I
Oh.
don't think they know how that move works, honestly. So
Yeah, they didn't told us.
Yeah,
Like,
do that.
actually-
Yeah.
like arrow procs first.
arrow procs first. I'm pretty sure the speed part of it, well, the speed part of the equation definitely ignores item buffs.
Yeah. That's
I can't
written in the
remember
technique.
I can't remember if it ignores stat changes too, like enemy
No,
stat.
no, it doesn't ignore the stat
No.
changes. It just
doesn't?
ignores the items.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
That's all.
Okay. Yeah, that's a very interesting move, actually.
Yeah,
Oh, and
Probably
usually also, guys, talking about the move pool, of course, Feather Gatling and Nox Bomb are both physical attacks, right? So in both aerobic and anaerobic, it's always good, investing some good amount of attacks, especially on the anaerobic, right, guys? You're basically a runner of anaerobic. I've never played the anaerobic, I'm sorry, but yeah. I know that it's kind of important running some good investment of physical attack, right?
in aerobic
Yeah.
you need a lot of physical attack. Aerobic, I've seen so many different aerobic builds. I feel like you still want attack on it, but it's hard to say how much because you want to run a lot of speed, but you also need some HP for bulk.
Yeah.
arrow's like really hard to build because it's really hard to. You have to invest a lot to be able to live a lot of the Quetzalcoatl's, like New
True.
Flank Riken, and that means you have to either sacrifice a lot of speed or attack, and
Run Strange Vest.
I've
yeah, or you
seen
could
I've
Strange
seen
Vest.
some actually. I've seen some of
Yeah,
them.
I've even seen
Yeah.
people
So,
playing
it's
like
special.
500 HP and 500 speed
Nice.
invested already.
Pokemon.
So
That's Pokemon,
Yeah,
right?
that's
Yeah.
the 500 HP, 500 speed Vola is like the that's like the pre-Kisiwa Volorend.
Oh, okay.
yeah,
Like way
Yeah.
back in the day, people were just like 500 HP, 500 speed, just spam HKS, click turbo. What could go wrong?
yeah,
Yeah.
Okay,
You know,
okay.
people run anywhere from 500 speed, 500 attack to 500 HP. Some mix of speed and attack, or it's like all over the place.
Mm. Okay. Okay. Yeah. I mean, this is like, you can build Valorant pretty, differently, right? It depends on what you want to do with it, what you want to tank, what you want to hit, right? So it has different builds, guys. It's not like
Oh, we have an interesting question from Haim Shan.
Oh, okay. Let's go.
My big question for Vola is, what's the point in picking HKS on an Aero Vola?
Oh, that's a good question. Do you guys want to hold it?
Actually, J Dragon
Yeah,
kinda
I already
answered
said
it.
it. For Prio.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, Jay, do you want to add? I mean, do you want to comment what you wrote there? Because it's pretty interesting.
Yeah, HKS
Alright,
is
it's bacon H.
Yeah. Go. Yeah.
Also based on the way the formula works, like if you debuff special attack but you buff the speed, like the special attack doesn't really affect the damage that much, so you're not really losing out a lot by debuffing your special attack versus buffing your speed.
Yeah. So if you
It's still
turbo,
gonna
for
do around the
example,
same
right?
damage. Yeah, so if you get a turbo off, it's really really strong, even through the minus special attacks. And then why is Toxic Plume so good?
Yeah.
Toxic Plume is probably one of the best moves in the game because it's AoE minus attack with the synergy, and regardless, it's 2 toxic ticks, and
Yeah.
you can buff your SPDF.
Yeah. Exactly.
With
I mean,
anaerobic.
for the anaerobic, yeah, that's from there. But we also, I mean, we run the Toxic Plume also on the aerobic one because it's
Yeah,
not just
because-
you want to spam Feather Gatling HKS, Feather Gatling HKS. I mean, you can also use Valorant aerobic as a toxic tem, right? Sometimes you want to hit some good tems with the Toxic Plume, and like Jay was saying, for example, if you have, I don't know, you have a Yowler in front of you, or you have, I mean, Yowler Koish, and you want to just, Toxic Plume with a synergy there. You just do okay, let's say Cernif Yowler, so you say, okay, I don't want to bring my Valash there, so in front of a Fire Koish, so we have Cernif and Yowler, you do Toxic Plume, you bring in Valash, so that's a lot of value, especially for the minus, I mean, doing like, that's a roar, a King's Roar, right? No, that's a roar.
No,
that's
that's
basically
a
a
roar.
roar. Yeah. So basically
King's
you
Roar,
roar,
the
you
Toxic
roar, plus you put poison ticks, plus you do damage. So that's the main thing, right, guys?
And yeah, that and it's on a tem that can easily get speed buffs, allowing you to get the minus attack off before they attack that turn, which is huge. Like Roar and Tenderness and stuff like that, you can't always get those off before like a priority Ketsa or something. But with Valorant, the aerobic one, you're gonna get your speed buff turn 1. So there's like the combo where it's Valorant mix, you Feather Gatling, and then turn 2 Toxic Plume, so they go to kill your mix, but you hit them with a minus attack first, and you get it into Puppet Master. Stuff like that, and the anaerobic one is slower, but you could still turbo it easily, and then that's what I love doing that. You just turbo your anaerobic Valorant, and then it's basically game over, because you can just boost special defense and lower their attack, and it's just so good.
So, I mean, yeah, so they basically cannot do any damage on your Valorant anymore. Yeah, so it's...
You can just Valorant
yeah,
the entire team, yeah.
Yeah, it can tank anything. So wait, Bacon said, oh yeah, also that thing is very good. Like, yeah, it was saying also, it was mentioning when you have a Puppet Master mix against you, that's AoE, and if it's very low, Mix is more likely dying to that poison tick, right? For example, just as if you have a Mix against you, that can also be useful. You know, sometimes you see some mixes with like, you know, 5% remaining. I've seen also mixes that were doing C spikes on themselves. So when you say, oh my god, he's under Puppet Master, and the mix is just, you know, wiping out sweeping out my team, and there you go, the Valorant, especially with the buff on speed, so you're able to hit that, and you just kill it, right? Because it's AoE, for example. That's a good point, I suppose.
Yeah, the AoE can also cover like swaps, so you get both slots if they try and swap with a toxic tick, and you can use it to, if you have speed, to finish off like a low health Kinu or something while also damaging the other slot. So yeah, just having an AoE move it's a really good thing to have in your kit.
Yeah. Bacon was saying like he was, you know, surprised about, actually, if we see the double type from Valorant, it's pretty unique. It only has one weakness and like 4 resistances. He was, you know, wondering if they would change something, like, you know, in the future. I mean, Earth being super effective into wind, but I don't know. I think, I mean, Valorant is pretty strong also because of the coverages he has, right? Not only because its traits and stuff and move pool are very, very, very good, also because of the coverage.
Yeah, people are wondering like if Valorant will still be good with Sipanku because we're getting electric types, but like just look at the type chart. It has 1 weakness, 4 resistances. It's always going to be good.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
if you can, you know, take care of the electric, also because, I mean, guys, people are worried
It's not
about
gonna
the
be like-
electric, but
Yeah, it's not gonna be like 4 electrics on every team.
exactly. I mean,
Yeah,
there will
and
be
you can
more
always ban at least
electric.
one of them.
Yeah, it's not like nature is unplayable right now because Ketsa is strong, right? Like
That's true.
every team is gonna have to have a balanced team for the most part anyway. So it's not like Valorant and Naga are dead because there's electric Tems in the game now. Like Grumper's already an electric Tem that's pretty good.
Yeah, that's true. Well, Naga might be dead in Sipanku, but for other reasons. Not for the electric presence, but for the Seed Aura nerf in case. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So I think, guys, we talked about a lot of Valorant. So like we said, just to sum up, guys, so anaerobic is basically used as a special wall, and plus, like you said, guys, with the toxic plume synergy, lowering physical attack down to your opposing teams can be very good. So basically, Valorant will be undefeated, I mean unbeatable, right? And the aerobic is pretty good as doing its job as a physical speedy attacker, which can deal with basically all the toxic Tems. And that's why Jay, Plaid, and Sordy, you can confirm that basically if you're running a pretty heavy toxic core, you just have to ban Valorant first sight, because not only because of his wind attacks, but also because it's resistances. So, for example, if you have a Banshee and a Valorant, you ban Valorant over Banshee because Banshee still gets pretty damage from the T-Yank, for example, while you cannot T-Yank a Valorant, right? So this is basically the main thing, if you want to add something about that.
I'm a simple man. I see a Valorant, I ban a Valorant.
That's good, guys. Yeah,
The
nodders.
only way you don't ban Valorant is if there's something more threatening and you build your team to be able to deal with it.
There was one set that I banned Bennett's 2-Vine instead of his Valorant just because of how the pick ban and the rest of his team comp was, that he couldn't I was able to deal with it with like minus defense better than the 2-Vine, but yeah, typically it's just to get ban Valorant.
Yeah, sounds fair. And yeah, Shana, that's a good question. We're almost over with the with the Tem, single Tem analysis. Now later we'll be talking about some examples, of course, right? So let's go after that. Right now. Okay, so guys, the analysis of each Tem is over. I hope everybody enjoyed it, understand, something more about the toxic that we have at the moment, because I mean, Sordy, Jay, and Plaid, we don't know if they're going to add something like, I don't know, digital toxic or electric toxic, right? We don't know that. So,
No, we don't know
but
actually.
do you hope that, guys? What do you think? Just a little.
Toxicity, heck yeah.
I don't really care either way. There's already so many really strong toxic Tems that we just went through like over 10 of them that have unique second typings and good move pools and a unique niche. So
Yeah, yeah, that's true. That's
Yeah.
true. But they can add probably one if they want to. I mean, it's not needed that they have to have, each
Yeah.
type has to have another one, but you never know.
I'm more interested in rounding out some of the other types, like fire has no diversity, stuff like that.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Okay, so guys, let's
Water
talk.
is a huge problem with that.
Yeah.
True. So what do we intend as toxic cores, guys? So easy. Toxic cores are groups of 3 for toxic tems that work together to support each other and also, of course, other tems, because it's not, you cannot only run, 8 toxic will not be that good. So yeah. Okay, yeah. Let's start with the first. I mean, here I will leave you the word to you guys because I've never played them. So for now, I would just, comments and do questions. But we have the first team here. It's basically Senior Plaid, Tubi, and Shiroki Toxic Core. So Plaid, do you want to start talking about that?
Sure. Basically, I've always played a toxic team, 4 toxics, and then 4 non-toxics. I feel like 4 is the magic number if you want to run if you want to stack up on one type, because you can, if they try and ban out that type, you can always get 2 of them through pick ban, and if they have counters for it, you still have 4 other slots to deal with it. So it's like the fewest you can run while guaranteeing that you get 2 toxics through pick ban. And then I guess the core, you can run a lot of different toxic cores. They all just have to work together with not only with each other, but with the additional tems you bring. Like Gulder is auto include on a toxic team right now just because of Naga. Naga is so strong. Volrend is really common on a toxic core because you run anaerobic. You run on a toxic core, you run anaerobic. I forget who asked that.
Yeah, Shana. Shana asked what was the most common trait for Volorant into toxic cores. Yeah.
You run anaerobic because you stack up your special defense. Most wind attacks are special attack, so it can help carry games against heavy wind compositions. Kind of the same for Mushuk. Mushuk is really strong physically defensively, so it's like another wall. Valorant is your special defensive wall, Mushuk is your physically defensive wall, and they combo together really well with like perfect jab into feather gatling, turbo into hyperkinetic, or just Urushiol synergy that allow them to both be really good. And then usually the last spot is something to round it all out. I really like Nidrasil, but right now the meta is a little too fire heavy. So it's over to Calibus right now. Calibus specifically because it works really well with Nature Coish that I run. The turn 1 damage from a Toxic Ink and Nature Coish is just so powerful.
Yeah.
And it has the water typing to counter all the Ketsa fish and all that stuff.
Yeah, sounds fair. Sounds fair. Guys, do you have any questions about the first core that Plaid was commenting? Any J-Dragon explore together? Yeah, the other one is from J-Dragon, so yeah, he will be talking about that. If you have any questions about, this first core that Plaid was talking about, if everything is clear, we can jump into the second one. These are basically all examples, right, guys, of toxic cores that you can run. All clear?
Yeah,
nice.
You can run different toxic cores. This is what I run now. but in the past I've run Adoraboros on there, Nidrasil, Platamus. So
Yeah, we will
depends
reach
on the
that
meta.
point. Don't worry.
No.
We
There
will
is,
reach that
yeah.
point.
There's also your previous
There are
one.
other
Yeah, yeah.
ones, don't worry.
Yeah, there
we have
is,
a
there
lot
is.
of them to comment.
Yeah.
It,
That was the old
it,
one. Yeah.
the biggest part about running a four four Tems of one type is figuring out the four Tems that aren't that type, because they are going to need to carry in some matchups. So
Yeah.
it's kind of like building your team so that it's playing around. You give your team such an obvious weakness, but then give yourself the tools to deal with that weakness.
Yeah.
So like every game I go into, I know that I'm weak against wins, but I know what win Tems there are in the game. I know how to beat them, and I bring enough options with me to be able to beat them
Yeah.
that aren't toxic.
Yeah, for example, like I was saying, in your case, the team that you were running is it has pretty heavy damage with the Koish, for example. So you know that if you have a Banshee in front of you, you can just nuke it with Water Cutting Lily, right?
If they run too much speed, you will one-shot it with Water Cutting Lily. Even if you don't one-shot it, you just double into it with a Toxic Ink, it'll die.
Yeah, it'll die. Yeah.
Yep.
Unless I've seen some Strange Vest Banshees, for example, but yeah.
Yeah, that would live, but I mean, you still have other options. Gaealis
Yeah,
can
true.
take it out.
True.
So you just need to make sure you have enough ways to deal with them all.
Yeah, that's true. Kira was saying that he built like his first team that it was just pretty similar. He was just running Acronox over Nox. He's talking about the other one, I believe. But yeah, we'll get there, Kira. We'll get there. So guys, if you don't have any other questions on this first one, I would, give J Dragon the word if he wants to comment. Is Toxic Core? Wayne is just
Right.
okay. Yeah, you can go with that, Jay. And it's
Alright, so-
J Dora. They say J Dora. What the? Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, so I kind of prefer playing triple toxic cores just because it allows more like a little more versatility in team building since you don't have to heavily play around the wind weakness. But I picked Nox, Mushuk, and Volrend on mine because both Nox and Mushuk are the only two toxic Tems that can turbo into your Volrend. And for the aero versus anaerobic trait, you could run either one, honestly, with that core. And if you run anaerobic, it allows you to pair the perfect jab with Feather Gatling, Noxious Bomb. But I don't know. Mushuk's like a really strong physical wall. Nox is a pretty strong wall in general for both, but more so special attack. And then Vola's, I use it as like more of a wall breaker or to help trade down. So
Yeah, so basically, guys, that's all. Like basically, the Mashuk had pretty much the same usage as in the Mats team, right? Turbo Vola and stuff like that. And yeah, the Nox, we just talked about that previously, Jay, right? We said why playing Noxolotl is role. And yeah, guys, if you have any questions, go on, please.
I guess to add,
Yeah?
sort of, you could, I think pretty much all toxic cores are gonna use Mushuk and or Volrend, like one of the two.
That's
Just because they're
yeah.
really strong together, really strong in leads, and they have really good synergy with each other. Turbo and Urushield.
Yeah, that's true. I believe everybody agrees on that, right? Sordy, Matt? It's a pretty strong core. We're talking about Mashuk and Volrend together. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
If nobody has questions, guys, we can go on the other one. If you want to add something else, Jay, on your do you want to mention something that what you were running with this core, right? You were running Nox, Vola, Mashuk, and just give us some other examples of Tems that were into this team. For example, Matt was saying that was the Koish. Yeah. So what was here?
Non-toxic.
Yeah, exactly.
With the score, I really like Ukama with it because it gives the strong water synergy. Tental.
That's true.
like for cores, for team core, I usually like these 3 toxics with something like Ukama and Tuvine because it gives you really strong and versatile lead options because you have Mushuk Tuvine for perfect jab, CPG or feather gatling, or Ukama for a water cannon next to one of your toxics, and it covers your Tuvine's weaknesses as well as some of the fires, and then the
True.
toxics cover your natures.
Yeah, that's
So-
true. Yeah. He's already said what I have. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, exactly. Yes, Kira. That's good. You see that?
you could
Yeah,
always
Kira.
slot Nox out for Adoro, Calibus, even Acronox, or Gulder. Like I know Rishi's running some other, running Mush, Gulder, Vola.
Jaidoro is my king. You have a fan there. It's all good. Yeah. Thank you, Kira, for the nice feedback. Yeah, it's all appreciated. Yeah, Kira is basically new to Temtem, and yeah, he was building his first team, so he's really happy that he's just getting into the logic, into the Tem building stuff, right? Yeah, he's very happy. Okay. I If there are not any questions, we can jump into I think it's the other senior plat old team, right, Sordy?
Yeah, I believe so.
Okay. Okay, let's jump into that. Okay. There you go. Plaid, this is your initial toxic core that you were just anticipating, and yeah, you can now talk about that. There's a Nidra.
Yeah, I think I ran this a little. This was before Koish was in the game, and a little bit after, before I ended up swapping Metercell out for Calibus because of Fire Koish. But I mean, it kind of functions the same way. You have Gulder for Naga, Mushuk, and Valorant together. It's really strong. Nidrasil is my favorite Tem in the game to play. It's the one of the most versatile, and has such a powerful board presence. You can do so much with it, and it gives you so much control over the game. You can punish swaps with allergic spread. You can spores your allies to wake them up and heal them. You can punish a low tempo play with a bark shield that can win the game on the spot. Toxic inks for lots of damage. Maybe run narco hit in this neutral heavy meta. So
True.
there's just so much you can do with that Tem.
Yeah.
I love playing it. It works really well with Yukama. It's a good option. I was using Fire Koish on this team instead of Yukama just because you could lead it into like a Volphy easier. But basically just water cannon synergy makes up for the fire weakness most of the time. And the support was a little different because I was running Fire Koish instead of Nature Koish, so then I add Valash instead of Gaialis for the synergy, and I had Rulder instead of Size Munch for the neutral synergy.
Oh, Rulder, I didn't remember that. Oh, the Panzer. That's the Panzer. Oh, okay. Yeah, well, poor Rulder. Yeah, nobody plays it.
I believe
He's a little cup Tem now, yeah.
What?
But
No, I believe I have to leave you for some minutes. I
Oh,
will
it's okay.
catch with you later.
Okay, yeah, you can mute. It's good. Okay.
but yeah, I mean, the idea of the team is the same. You have your toxic core and supportive Tems around them, and it doesn't really matter what the supports are. They just need to fit in a certain way. It's like a puzzle where you just need to have the solutions to the meta.
Yeah, that's true.
It doesn't really matter what all the pieces are, as long as they work, as long as they fit.
Yeah, Yeah, I totally agree on that. Guys, any, questions about this team? It's basically, yeah, it's the previous team from Matt, like he said, before Koish and, bad Quetzal things happened, basically, right?
Yeah,
Well, you can still run it, right? You can still run it, I think. Uh,
Yeah, you can still run it. You would probably want to run Yukama and more water options.
to cover the weakness for Nidra, basically, right?
Yeah, there's the Calbus just felt much more consistent
Yeah.
in this meta. But especially just against aggro, honestly, just having Calibus in that matchup just makes it so much easier. Being able to run Calibus Nature Coage instead of having to have a Nidrasil that you maybe need to pick into a couple fires
Yeah,
and all
true.
that stuff. It's just
Yeah. I mean, I don't know.
the Grumper becomes more of an issue. Nidrasil is really good into Grumper and that whole stall archetype, but that's why I just run a Mucus Calibus. It's not so bad.
Yeah, I know you were running that over the toxic skin, right? For
Yeah,
these
Toxic
reasons, I
Skin-
believe. Yeah.
Toxic Skin is very strong, but you lose some value in a team that wants to Toxic like almost every turn anyway. So
Yeah. Okay, so we have the Trotter toxic core. Well, Trotter is not here, but I believe you know this, and also Jay knows this core very well, right, guys?
yeah, I hate playing against Trotter's team, the Tortonite in
Yeah.
Valorant. It's just awful for Toxic Mirror. And Adoro is really strong into Toxic Mirror too.
Yeah, he just has a bunch of toxics that are good into both Naga teams and into the toxic mirrors.
Yeah, so do you want to, comment a little bit towards. Well, yeah, Vola
know-
Synergy.
The one problem with running anaerobic Volrend with Tortonite is that he has to put the sweatband on Tortonite, otherwise it just runs out of steam.
Yeah, is Toxic currently the meta? Would you say that, guys? I mean, I don't really think so, actually. You can run all of these options, I suppose. Well, this is pretty weak to Quetzal, guys. Correct me if I'm wrong. I mean, I see Nidra and Tord there.
Yeah, so the meta right now is predominantly Ketsa and neutrals because it's very powerful and very easy to play. The other archetype that's played a lot is Stall, which usually involves a lot of toxics as well, but it's not necessarily a toxic core. It's more like Valorend, Guldur with a Naga, and maybe like a Mushuk, combined with like Grumper and Cernif and Kinu and lots of healing.
Yeah.
So it's not quite a toxic core, but it's more of just using toxics because they're such good walls in a stalling team comp. So the meta is predominantly those two teams, Ketsa and Stall, and then I guess like mid-range toxic is kind of like the third most common archetype.
Yeah.
But
If
it's
Quetzal,
really,
yeah, they were.
Toxic is just
Yeah, Melton was asking if Quetzal is if Quetzal is anti-toxic, wouldn't toxic be the meta? I don't know. I wouldn't say that Quetzal is basically not anti-toxic. It's just that.
Ketsa's
pretty
really
hard to deal
strong
with.
into toxic.
Yeah, Ketsa's really good into toxic.
Because the problem with toxic is that's like, yeah, the toxic ticks do a lot of damage and everything, but it's really slow, and it's
Yeah.
like
And usually when you
It's-
run a Quetzal user, right, you have big damage also on his other side. So if you get doubled by Quetzal plus, I don't know, base jump or goring, you're going to get very heavy damage, right?
Yeah, it's like I mean it's like you open double toxic into Scunch Mooflank, and
okay.
you can poison both of them, sure, but then you are going to one of them is going to get perfect jab into Goring into Suplex and die, and then the Mooflank is going to have another attack to hit onto your other Tem. So one of the two Tems is only getting one attack off before it dies. You're toxic ticking them for maybe 30-40% with the toxic ink damage or whatever, and you are just so far behind on tempo. Skunch has its ninja jutsu off hold now too. It's got
Yeah.
you will just get snowballed on so hard if you don't have a high tempo opening that can keep up with it.
Yeah. Yeah. True. True.
Yeah.
Do you want to
Some
add
people-
something, Jay, too?
Toxic's more of anti-meta, I'd say, sort of. It's like the toxic core teams tend to be more versatile, and they're like stronger mid-range comps that are
Yeah.
better into everything and more consistent if you can play it well.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Agree
It's
too.
less powerful overall, but more it gives you more options to play differently into different styles of teams and do better more consistently against
Yeah.
different types of things.
Yeah, yeah, that's reasonable. I totally agree with that. It's meta. Okay, do you have any other questions, guys? Questa is anti everything except water and earth. Well, yeah, basically, yeah. You know, if you have a Grump or Yukama, let's say that. Of course, you don't lead with Quetzal, but yeah. I mean, there are some counters for Quetzal, right, guys? But it's just, you know, it's too strong not to run it if you want to run an aggressive team. I don't know if you have any other options as an aggressive team at the moment of not running, you know, Quetzal course, right?
Well, I mean, uh, it's neutral. Neutrals are way more broken than Ketsa. Ketsa isn't that bad. Synergy Master on Koish is overpowered when they have zero hold synergy moves with priority, which is Nature Koish and Fire Koish right now, and will be Electric Koish next patch. So those are all overpowered, but like the actual aggro overpowered stuff is more the neutrals, the Momo, Skunch, Yowlar, Mooflank, and Ketsa just pairs with those with
True,
the synergy
true,
very nicely.
So it's basically free. You run it for free, basically.
Yeah, and there's a limited amount of mentals in the game. So there's Naga, which you ban on an aggro team,
Yeah.
and then the rest of the mentals that are played are like Kinu, which is weak to fire, and Barnchi, which is kind of low physical defense. So Ketsa just makes sense as a really good neutral cover anyway.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, you can also, you know, you also have the Valash option that also is both, I mean, neutral and crystal. That covers pretty well the mental weakness that you can have if you're running a lot of neutrals, right? So yeah, Valash can cover its weakness as neutral itself. So yeah. Okay. Muzzle was asking, a turbo team counts as aggro. I
No.
wouldn't say that actually. I think it's a
No, it's
separate
more-
archetype, right?
Yeah, it's-
Control.
Yeah, it's control.
Mm.
Aggro is like very fast, like just turn 1, turn 2, lots of attacks, lots of damage. Turbo is a lot of setup.
Yeah. We were going to talk about that the turbo teams too. I was also going to ask Ali. She's a specialist of that kind of teams. Yeah. Does it? Okay. So, do you have anything to add on the Trotter one? Otherwise, we can jump into. I think. Wait. How many did we saw? 2. I think we have one more. I believe. Let's see if you have any other questions, guys. Yeah, it's just the last one, I suppose. Yeah, the last 2. Okay, this is from Often, actually, guys. We can see a Valorant, Adoro, Mushuk, and Kala. We see that this Adoro, it says that it's used as an offensive mirror match tag. We talked about Adoro at the beginning of the... Yeah, Adoro again. Yeah, we talked about the Adoro at the beginning of the stream. But do you want to add something more, guys, about Adoro? You know, being used as an offensive mirror tag that can actually do good damage, and it tanks pretty well the toxic attacks.
Yeah, I mean, this core is really like, it's like a toxic core to like kind of hard counter toxics, because Voloren's good into toxics. Mushuk and Kelbis with H-Slep and P-Jab are really strong into toxics, and then Adora, the mental type means that stuff like melee and neutral and toxic are all weak into it, as well as nature, which is like mostly the secondary types that toxics tend to have.
I am Art was asking, what's the weaknesses of this team? Do you guys remember what were the other teams that were paired with this? But yeah, basically wind is the main weakness, of course. Do you remember what else was in this team, guys?
I believe he was running like two rock,
I mean, yeah, 2 rock.
Probably
Maybe
Bark.
Grumper. I don't know.
Grumper, yeah, something like that.
Either Grumper or Wolfie, one of those.
So the weakness of a team like that is wind, or aggro.
But not in particular Quetzal, because like you said, like you mentioned, he was playing also
Yeah.
2 rock. So with Calabis, Mashuk, and 2 rock, you're pretty safe and good into Quetzal, right, guys?
Yeah, it's more just like high
It's just-
damage output, like
2 Vine's also scarier, so like if you come across 2 Vine and Volrend, you need to have answers for that.
yeah, like a pairing a wind with maybe like a Volthy or something that can, threaten out like 2 rock. It's decent into Calabas, decent enough. Like it's not gonna die easily and can just plague like the other slot if it's that preventing like a Yukama from coming in or a 2 rock. Well, the wind in the other slot can kind of like just go in on the toxics. So there's like different pairings that are good into all that stuff, but like overall, just high damage is usually good into toxic
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
wind.
And wind, yeah, of course,
It's
of
usually
course.
similar too.
Yeah, of course. Okay, so yeah, we just basically described basically everything with this toxic core, and we have the last example here, which is basically, yeah, sorry, is not here. Monka S. I mean, guys, yeah, you can actually comment that anyway. So we have a Tort, a Vola, Kala, and Mashuk. So basically, this is like the same core as the Often one, right? But we see a Tort instead of an Adoro. So this is basically also good into, like you said, guys, dealing with mirror matches. Yeah, for the applying Doom status, and yeah, basically it's the same as the Often one. It's just why would you run Tortonite, for example, over a Doro? Like for dealing with better also with mental type, yeah, with mentals, because you're a crystal.
Yeah.
Yeah, for crystal type coverage and for it's a Stonewall Cage Doomer, so that just gives you different tools into some other types of matchups, where the Adoro is more mental damage, better into neutrals, and maybe run Sacrifice and a Valash with the Adoraboros. So there's different stuff
That's
with
true.
the,
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
idea is very similar.
Yeah, that's true. So basically, like we said, the only big threat for Tort. Okay, let's not forget that it's also weak to Quetzal, right? So you have to build some defenses first if you wanna, him to tank something good hits, right?
Yeah.
From Quetzal in particular. Yeah, it's good. So guys, do you have any questions now in general, guys? Yeah, I mean about everything, also in specific terms. Go on. Because now the toxic cores examples, I mean, are over for now. So I think we're almost. I mean, we've finished. So if you have questions, you can go. Yeah, you can just go with questions. Oh, wait, by the way, guys, yeah, thank you for joining. I didn't say that to you before, but yeah, thank you for joining me and Sordy. Yeah, thank you so much.
Sorry
Yeah.
for being a little late.
No, it's good. Yeah, I hope you did good. I mean, you had a good time. Okay, it's okay. Yeah, that was a Monk-IS. Okay, yeah, I didn't mean, but yeah.
I hope I did good too.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't mean by that, but yeah, guys, that's a Monk-IS. Yeah, it's just Saber being Saber. It's good. No, Monk. What is that? Yeah, JD. Thank you for. Oh yeah, Carnage and everybody, guys. If you have any questions, please feel free. Like, I will try to, because I've never played Toxic Core, so this everything like the slides and stuff were made by Sordy. It just worked on that like for 3 days, and I hope it was very interesting for everyone. And yeah, go on, Shana. Yeah, go. Also 2 questions. It's good. A reason why you don't use Toxic Cores. That's for me. Oh yeah, that's actually a good question. No, I mean the main Toxic Core that I used was into the mid-range team that I was not running at the moment, but a couple of weeks ago I was running Calabas, Golder, and Valorant. But yeah, I have to try Meshu, guys. Yeah, maybe stupid. I don't
I
know.
like what Shauna said.
Yeah.
Gialis is a really good one, as well as Tuvine
Flash,
and Valash, yeah. Or Mix even.
Mix, yeah. Those ones are good. Gyalis is good, but the only problem with Gyalis is the turn 1, and typically in a Toxic Core you want like powerful turn 1 options, so that does make it a little more awkward. That's like the biggest issue I have with my team running Gyalis right now, is its turn 1 doesn't have like crystal spikes, but any of those, any of the Gyalis Flash mix are good.
Yeah.
If you're crazy like J Dragon, you can run a Shuin or something.
Or Zenith.
Zenith is underrated.
Yeah.
That's not that bad.
He's pretty strong.
I've never seen
It's just really
Zenith
slow
in
with the stamina.
competitive. Yeah, it's just a stamina problem, right? What is
Yeah,
his
it's
main issue?
It's like you have to invest like, I think I have like over 100 TVs in stamina.
Yeah, it's kind of rough.
What?
And it has
Oh
stamina.
my god.
It's the highest damage crystal spike user though.
Oh.
So
Yeah, because Channeler's kind of busted.
Does he have also madness buff?
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, he does. Oh,
But
And
okay.
Court Shield.
It's harder to use the Madness buff than Valash because you can't heal it.
Okay, true.
It's definitely it's definitely like not something that you can kind of ignore. Like it hits really hard. That's kind of all it is though. Is it's just a crystal spike spammer, which is why it's not played. Compared to Mix or Valash that can do other stuff too. But
Okay, I mean that's interesting because I've never seen Zenith, and I thought that it was just because of its weakness to Quetzal, right? I said okay, you just want to run something like I don't know Valash because of the broken trait he has, but yeah, so it's a stamina problem. So you have to run the sweatband, of course, on that. You cannot play Zenith without it, right?
it's real tough without sweatband. You don't have to, but it's one of those situations where it's like you're going to crystal spikes twice and have no stamina left, and it's just like you have to just concede that you are going to at best crystal spikes 3 times and then die from overexerting. But it's just like it does a lot of damage, so you can kind of use it as just a very high power turn 1 option. But yeah, it's just
Okay.
compared to Valash, you just run Valash instead usually.
Yeah, true. Yeah, okay, yeah. So Sean, I hope they answered the question pretty good. And yeah, if you guys I can fill in like Mix or Bunch your Wolfie. Okay, for sure. Okay, that's good. So like that was basically the end, I would say. There's a capretta. Nice, capretta. And yeah, thanks to Kai here, like, for the awesome graphics. And, well, Senior Plat, yeah, thank you, Matt, for the help. And I want to say thank you also to Jay, because, yeah, special guest in. I didn't know that, I mean, I didn't have the... But I have to add there also J Dragon. And yeah, when Sordy will be back, I want to say, guys, but, I mean, Sordy is not here now, but he did all of this. And like I said, he stayed like 3 days on this, and I don't really know how to say thank you to him, but yeah, I mean...
J Doragon 7's in the chat for Sorty.
Okay. Yeah. Slides, yeah, the slides are here. Is the Toxic Tea comment in the chat. Yeah. Thank you for all the information, explanation, special thanks to the guests. Oh yeah, guys. Thank you again for joining. Thank you so much. I am so happy.
Yeah, no problem.
Thanks. Okay, so I mean, yeah. I think the lesson is over. Like when Sorty will join, great lesson. Oh, thank you so much, Shana. Yeah, like I was saying before you leave, guys. This is like I say, this is just a prototype we're working on, right? But we will going to implement things when we will try things on Zipanku, right? Because in case we see some changes on Thames or they change their roles, they add some good moves. Of course, Platt, you and the others are going to also modify the tire list, right?
Yep.
So yeah, they'll also be working on the. Oh, by the way, I believe Sorty told you, but there are some things that are missing on the weaknesses of Mashuk. I think. Yeah, I don't know if Sorty told you, but there was missing the. Was that the digital guys? Wait, let me people note that. Yeah, there was the Mashuk thing. Let me check it. Yeah.
It's okay. Digital is not a real type yet.
Probably it was.
I mean, you get Setsuko playing the digital Koish with like wins, and I just have a casual. I just have a casual 4 digital weaknesses too. It's kind of rough.
Yeah, there was something missing. Yeah, digital and wait, what was the other thing? Oh, I don't remember. Prodi told us this. It was saying that was missing. I said, okay, yeah, we have to tell them for the Tortonet Garden, yeah, because like, yeah, everything comes from that, right? They fixed it already? They did?
Oh,
okay.
Yeah,
oh, nice.
Yeah,
okay. That's good. Yeah, they fixed it. Yeah, guys, if you want to check, the tort is the tort. Yeah, garden is the comment. I think Sorry did it manually for now. Oh, okay. I didn't know that. Okay, yeah, I think they fixed it. Yeah, Sorry just told them and okay. That's good. So yeah, again, guys, this is the comment of this nice lesson we had today. We will be uploading things on the YouTube channel like always. For now, we don't have editors and stuff, but yeah, we're going to work on that. And yeah, so thank you again, Jay and Plaid for this. Thank you so much.
No problem.
Yeah, thanks for having us. I'm gonna use this time to head on out. I have some
sure.
stuff I do today, but
okay.
Yeah, thanks for having us on.
And thank you so much for the help, guys. Yeah. We'll see you next time. Thank you, Jay, and thank you, Platt.
Yep. See ya.
Bye.
See ya. Thanks.
Guys, do we have any people clap to our special guests. And yeah, I am just working. I'm just waiting for Sorty here. Thank you. Yeah, guys, it's just a lot of work. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thanks, Pets and Saver. Yay, people clap. Let me put this on back. I don't even know if... Wait, give me a moment, guys. Give me a moment. Yeah, when it comes to talking about, Thames singular Thames, but actually, I've never played Toxic Cores, right? So I really appreciate the help that I got from basically everyone here. So yeah, thank you again, guys. And yeah, guys, when Sorty's back, I want a very big people clap. Dragon voice, now I can die in peace. Yeah, basically you heard like Sorty's voice, J Dragon's voice. Well, probably you knew Plaid voice. So yeah, everybody can sleep good tonight, right? Yeah. Thank you. Oh, thank you, Reiner. Thank you for that. Let me just do that. Boo! There you go. I'm here. Yeah. Yeah, let's do that. Matt Poggers. Yeah, that was good. So what do you wanna do like I was thinking about a scrimmage actually before Face reveal from them? Wait, from who?